On our show today, lots for you to expect. We're having conversations around safety of our children in boarding schools. We'll talk about all the topical stories, including some of the stuff that happened in Tamale over the weekend. This is Breakfast on GTV. Welcome to the news. I am Thelma Taki. This year's UN Day Against Human Trafficking is focusing on the vulnerability of children and a call to acceleration action to end child trafficking. At the launch of the day, which falls on July 30, the Chief Director of the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, Dr. Afisa Zakaria, said social media is increasingly becoming an avenue for luring unsuspecting persons into trafficking.
Human trafficking is a crime that exploits persons, especially women, children and men, for numerous purposes including forced labor and sex. To raise awareness on the problem, the United Nations has designated July 30 as the World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. At the launch of the 2024 commemoration in Accra, the Chief Director at the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, Dr. Afisa Zakaria, said this year's event raises the importance of putting in place mechanisms for child protection, which the ministry is committed to.
Let us create a world where every child is free from fear and exploitation.
The project manager of the International Organization for Migration, Mr. Lamin Khan, said there is the need for collaboration to identify and deal with the issue head-on.
We offer our commitment to the government of Ghana in the fight against human trafficking and we are grateful for the support and the partnership.
A member of the Human Trafficking Management Board, Mr. Eric Piasa, called for inter-agency coordination for sustained sensitization on human trafficking. He said eliminating human trafficking will require resources. He appealed to corporate institutions to donate to the Human Trafficking Fund. Tesano 1 Junior High School and Accra Academy emerged as winners in an inter-schools debate on human trafficking.
Rwandans residents in Ghana have commemorated 30 years of the country's liberation from the genocide that ravaged the nation. At the ceremony, Rwanda's High Commissioner to Ghana, Rosemary Mbabazi, emphasized the country's readiness to collaborate with allies to drive global progress through bilateral and multilateral efforts.
In 1994, Rwanda suffered a devastating genocide stemming from a long-running dispute between the Hutu majority and Tutsi group within the Rwandan population. Approximately 800,000 lives, primarily from the Tutsi minority, were lost over a period of 100 days. After months of war, the Rwandan Patriotic Front, RPF, under Paul Kagame, defeated the Rwanda army to liberate the capital, Kigali. This was on July 4, 1994. The day was therefore set aside as a public day. At the 30th anniversary of Rwanda's Liberation Day, Rwandans residents in Ghana believed the day is a remarkable milestone in the country's history.
We lead the world with the highest number of women in parliament at over 63%.
We pay homage to our gallant men and women of Inhotanyi who sacrificed their youth to liberate our country.
The Rwandan High Commissioner to Ghana, Madame Rosemary Mbabazi, says Rwanda is dedicated to fostering international partnerships and contributing positively to the global community.
In the past 3 decades, we have continued to prove that we have learned from our adversity and that we value peace and prosperity. This explains our unreserved contribution in the peacekeeping operations committed to the African Union's Agenda 2063.
Ghana's Deputy Minister for Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Mr. Vincent Asafwa, reaffirmed Ghana's commitment to promoting peace, stability and development initiatives.
Let us reaffirm our collective dedication to upholding the principles of justice, equality and solidarity. Let us commit ourselves to supporting Rwanda in its endeavors to build a nation based on the values of unity, reconciliation, and sustainable development.
On energy matters, the National Petroleum Authority is engaging the government to remove some taxes and levies on liquefied petroleum gas (LPG) to make the commodity more affordable. Currently, taxes and levies on LPG constitute 8% of the total price. This, according to the authority, could be inimical to achieving the goal of 50% penetration of use of LPG by 2030. The Director of Research, Monitoring and Evaluation at the NPA, Dr. Joseph Wilson, emphasized that reducing the price of LPG will promote wider use among the public. Dr. Wilson was speaking at the Volta Regional Edition of the Town Hall Deba on the cylinder recirculation model at home.
The cylinder recirculation module involves the regular exchange of empty liquefied petroleum gas cylinders for filled ones at designated points. Proponents of the initiative say it will ensure users receive safe and well-maintained cylinders for domestic use. The Volta Region edition of the Town Hall Deba sought to educate the public on the implementation of the cylinder recirculation module, a system designed to improve safety, accessibility and efficiency in the domestic use of LPG and its distribution process. The Volta Regional Minister, Dr. Archibald Lecha, expressed support for the policy.
So to protect lives and property, we should all embrace the cylinder recirculation model.
The Director of Research, Monitoring and Evaluation at the National Petroleum Authority, Dr. Joseph Wilson, said the CRM is to reduce household accidents related to faulty LPG cylinders and help address climate change issues.
The main goal of the policy is to ensure that 50% of Ghanaian households have access to safe, environmentally friendly LPG for domestic, industrial and transport use by 2010.
Officers from the Ghana National Fire Service educated the public on some safety tips on the use of liquefied petroleum gas to help reduce accidents caused by gas at homes.
Hot on the campaign trail, the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress NDC, John Mahama, has pledged to maintain transparency with Ghanaians if elected in the upcoming election. Speaking at the party's campaign launch in Tamale, Mr. Mahama emphasized that he would refrain from making promises he cannot keep. He criticized the current NPP government, arguing the country's economic crisis required new leadership rather than those who contributed to them. Mr. Mahama also called on NDC members to remain vigilant during the December 7 election.
The more I look at our situation, it is even worse than what this government is telling us. It's going to take a lot of hard work. And as has been said, one person alone cannot do it. We would need the cooperation of the whole country to be able to lift Ghana back on its feet again. I've been out of government for almost 8 years now. I did my best. I wouldn't say things were perfect, but at least we're making progress. What I can promise you is that I will be truthful to you. I will never tell you lies. I will never tell you things that I can't do. The problem with this country is that our policies are based on the short cycle of winning elections every 4 years. And we are not creating the foundation for this economy to take off. I'm promising you that I'll work hard day and night to make sure that we reset the fortunes of this country. 4 years of a good leader will make more impact than 8 years of a dishonest leader. It's not about how long you serve. It is about how well you serve. It's not about 8 years or 4 years. It is about hard work. It is about truth. It is about trust. And it is about doing the things that will create a future for our young people. And that is why the NDC is calling on you on 7th December to do your duty to your God and country so that we can turn this nation around. On this occasion, as the leader and flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, I declare the campaign, NDC campaign for 2024 election duly launched. Thank you very much.
Jubilee Park in Tamale, the flag bearer of the NDC, Mr. John Mahama, said his government will work to reset Ghana and bring the economy to normalcy if elected as president in the 2024 election. And he was speaking at the launch of the party's campaign in Tamale. Mr. Mahama mentioned that his primary focus will be the creation of jobs, which is why he has proposed the 24-hour economy, a policy he said would be linked to aggressive food production and modernization of agriculture.
The world is waiting for a signal. Ghana is waiting for a signal. Investors are all holding on because they want to see what will happen in Ghana. We must take a decision on 7th December that shows the world that we're serious people and that we know that our country needs a turnaround. And so 7th December, let us all make sure we come out in our numbers and we vote so that we move this government out. I can assure you that the next NDC government is a government that will restore hope and create opportunities for our young people. NDC has capable men and women who are capable of turning our fortunes around. And our first priority is going to be job creation, so that we can create jobs for the teeming youth of this country. And that is why I'm proposing the 24-hour economic policy. The policy is going to be linked with aggressive food production and modernization of our agriculture. And that's what I'm saying. In every district, we're going to create farmer service centers. We will bring the tractors, the planters, the plows, the seeds, the fertilizer. And if you're a farmer, you must register with the center. The 24-hour economy is going to be linked to an accelerated export development program. We're going to create agro-processing zones. And so all you young people will be encouraged to go into agro-processing. You can buy the food off the farmers, you can process it, package it nicely, either for domestic consumption or for export. And there's going to be an accelerated export development program of which I, the president, will be the chairman to make sure that we increase the exports of Ghana.
On her part, the running mate of the NDC, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, reaffirmed the party's commitment to establishing a Women's Development Bank, WDB, to support Ghanaian women in growing their businesses and trade. She announced that this initiative aims to empower 1 million women. At the NDC's 2024 campaign launch in Tamale Northern Region, Professor Opoku-Agyeman was concerned about women entrepreneurs and traders in Ghana and how they've consistently been faced with difficulties in securing capital to expand their ventures. She emphasized that this well-conceived policy is set to be implemented when the NDC assumes office in January 2025.
So what does he want to do? Also, I don't know. There are. Why do women suffer so much? What work do women mostly do in this country? We don't need huge capital. Some may need that, but the vast majority don't. Somebody wants a little money to sell kulukuli. Somebody wants a little money to bake bread. Somebody wants a little money to set up the store. So what is the solution of His Excellency John Mahama to solve this problem? What he's saying is that he will set up a Women's Development Bank. Are the women here? We are the ones who take care of the children. We are the ones who take care of the home. We We are the ones who make sure that everybody is at peace. And when there's peace at home, there's peace in the community, there's peace in the country. So this bank is to serve the interest, is to ensure that we can reach as many women as possible. Some need a small amount of money, as I say. So how will this bank operate without a collateral? The bank will operate by looking at the amount of money the women need. And we've already targeted 1 million women to benefit. It's a women's development bank. Will do more than simply disburse money. We'll also give the training that allows the businesses to stand, that allows the businesses to thrive.
Also hot on the campaign trail, Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, the 2024 running mate of the New Patriotic Party, addressed the Tertiary Student Confederacy of the NPP TESCON at the Koforidua Technical University on his one-day tour of the Eastern region. He told the students, who are beneficiaries of government's flagship free SHS policy, that the Akufo-Addo government's aim of introducing the policy was to ensure that no student dropped out of school, a goal which he says has been achieved by the government.
Addressing the gathering, Dr. Opoku-Prempeh urged the students to be proud of the NPP's achievements so far, as it has performed better than the NDC, even in the face of unforeseen difficulties the government has faced. He shared some notable feats chalked up under the free SHS policy and how some beneficiaries are making waves at various universities abroad.
So yes, those who started putting votes, those who started they have 2 billion. They will still prefer 25% of Ghanaians to be uneducated.
He said students must think of a Ghana where everyone is each other's keeper.
When the opportunity comes, you look back and check yourself. Not the moments that you are in, where you have come from to where you are, and the opportunities that have been created, and think, where is a Ghana where everybody is going to be each other's keeper?
The parliamentary candidate of the New Durban South Constituency, Mr. Michael Otrebefi, reminded the students to focus on the task ahead.
Don't let us make any mistake at all. NPP has given you an opportunity to select a team that is so aware of the problems of the youth. NPP has given you the opportunity to select a team that is so determined and prepared to face the challenges ahead. NPP has given young people the opportunity, and they have presented a team that can deliver to meet your expectations.
Some TESCON executives and other party leaders also addressed the students and charged them to canvass for votes for Dr. Muhammad Baumia and the NPP for the party to be retained in December's national exercise.
You're still watching the news on GTV Breakfast. In celebrating Rotary's Maternal and Child Health Month, some Rotary clubs in Ghana have organized a forum to discuss pressing issues related to maternal and child health. This initiative is part of Rotary's ongoing commitment to improving healthcare standards and supporting community welfare projects.
International's focus areas is maternal and child health. It had Rotarians and healthcare professionals at one table to discuss the challenges and potential solutions in this critical area of public health. It is an initiative of the Rotary Club of Accra North Kaneshie in partnership with the Rotary Clubs of Accra Sunrise, Accra Tesano, Accra Jolu, Accra Chimota, Accra Osu RE, Rotary Club of Akonsombo Dam City, and the Rotrat Club of Wija. The medical superintendent of Prince Marie Louise Children's Hospital in Accra, Dr. Mameya Adubia Nyakon's presentation touched on the latest trends and challenges in maternal and child health care.
For children, about 80% of our adult's brain is formed in the first 2 years of a child, and therefore from the time that baby is conceived in the mother's womb up to 2 years is critical, and what the mother eats, the mother's health status and all that impacts that baby.
The forum was an interactive platform for Rotarians to seek clarification on various health issues. Rotarian Kwabna Asumeni is the club president of the Rotary Club of Accra North Kaneshie.
We get facilitation so that we get equipped which will make it possible for us to be able to conduct research and projects in this area that we would like to do.
Rotarians were appreciative of the valuable insights shared by Dr. Nyako and emphasized the need for continuous education and support to enhance maternal and child health services.
Beyond our shores, a court in Nigeria has convicted 125 Boko Haram Islamist militants and financiers of a series of terrorism-related offences. The Attorney General's office says the charges against them were bordering on terrorism, terrorism financing, rendering material support, and international criminal court-related crimes.
The mass two-day trial was presided over by 5 federal high court judges at a military detention facility at Kanji in Niger State. Thousands of people have been killed and millions of others displaced in the Boko Haram insurgency since it began in 2009. It has created a humanitarian crisis in the northeast of the country and put pressure on the Nigerian government to bring an end to the conflict. 85 of the people were convicted for terrorism financing, 22 for ICC-related crimes, and the remaining defendants for terrorism offences. They were sentenced to various jail terms. The last mass trials of Boko Haram suspects took place between 2017 and 2018, where 163 people were convicted and 887 set free after they were sentenced to various jail terms. In 2014, Boko Haram kidnapped more than 270 girls from a school in the northwestern town of Chibok. The abduction shocked the world and sparked a global campaign, Bring Back Our Girls, which included former United States First Lady Michelle Obama. More than 180 of the girls have since been freed or escaped, but the rest are still missing. Those that have returned home, some of whom gave birth while in captivity, face numerous difficulties in their communities.
France's national rail operator says it has finished repairing infrastructure damaged in a suspected coordinated arson attack on Friday. State-owned SNCF said most trains were running as planned on Sunday and full service will resume on Monday. The Paris prosecutor's office has opened a criminal investigation into what happened, which is being overseen by its organized crime office.
Police are still searching for the perpetrators behind what France minister and officials have described as sabotage, designed to paralyze high-speed TGV lines running to and from Paris. Hundreds of thousands of people were caught up in the resulting disruption, which came hours before the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games in the capital. Société Nationale des Chemins de Fer Français said staffs have been working around the clock to manually repair fiber optic cables which were targeted on the North, Brittany and Southwest lines. The rail company said the main western line from Paris was operating almost as normal, while 3 out of their 4 TGV trains were running on the northern line from Lille, with no delays expected. Eurostar, which runs international services from London to Paris and uses a high-speed line in France, was also impacted. It says 1 in 4 of its trains will not run over the weekend. Among those caught up in the disruption on Friday was Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer, who had planned to travel to the Games opening ceremony via train but was forced to fly instead.
The weather report comes up next. Office of the Ghana Meteorological Agency. Felicity, good morning. Thank you for making the time. Should we expect more rains?
Good morning. Not really. For those of us over the southern sector, we are heading towards the close of the major rainy season. Those over the north, we are in the rainy season, which is the once a year rainy season, leading to the peak of the season.
For today, it's going to be cloudy this morning, a bit chilly this morning over most areas. Those along the coast, especially those close to the ocean, we expect them to experience light rain or drizzle. Likewise, those over the north, the upper west region, and then the upper eastern part of the northern region. In the afternoon, the intensity is expected to increase over the north and part of the eastern region. The coast will still have light rain or drizzle. It's not going to be every area that will experience it, just some portions that will get it. For temperatures, the afternoon we expect it to range between 28 and 31 across the 16th region. Tomorrow morning, before we bring you the update, we expect the minimum temperatures to be as low as 19 over the north, 20 over the transition, 22, 23 over the forest and the coastal strip respectively. One of the concerns for us today is the state of the sea. We expect it to be dangerous, so we are pleading with the fisher folks that they should not go onto the ocean today. They should relax. Thereafter, we are hoping that by tomorrow conditions will improve. For the water lake, the inland waters, they are free to go, except that this morning we are expecting misty and foggy conditions that will affect visibility. But from mid-morning, it will be clear for them to do any fishing activities that they want to do.
The close fishing season, so I'm sure that for those who are adhering, and I'm sure that they are, staying off the seas today and tomorrow will not be a problem. So Felicity, perhaps rest assured that the fisher folk will be safe. Thank you for giving us those updates in terms of weather for today. Felicia Hafianyo is from GMET, and she's told us what to expect in terms of weather. Some cloud conditions will persist, but some sunshine is expected later in the day as well. For those who are interested, here are the results of the Alpha Monday Lotto winning numbers: 69, 67, 82, 81, and 61. The winning numbers for Alpha Monday Lotto: 69, 69, 67, 67, 82, 82, 81, 81, and 61, 61. Those are the winning numbers for Alpha Monday. We'll take a break. When we return, the breakfast show continues. Stay with us.
GBC Studio One. This is the breakfast show.
I pledge and I promise on my honor to stay committed to today's exercise and be able to complete it well. But I'll be bringing you another instructor who's going to be taking us through another class and a routine that you definitely need to keep your discipline in check to get that good body that you want, healthy body that you want, because we are in a health center. Hi, Emmanuel J. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us what today's class is going to look like. Let me start seeing the finishing line.
Okay, so this is called body pump. So body pump is a combination of 7 blocks exercise, and what makes it so unique is that we start from the legs, chest, back, triceps, biceps, and on, right? Okay. So the benefit is that we are toning and we are ripping, no muscle building. So that's the workout. Toning. And ripping. And ripping. Yes. Well, I thought toning was only with the skin. You can tone the body. Yes, you can tone your muscles. Amazing. Tone your muscles. Yes. When you're coming in, they know that you're coming in. You are ripped. Yes. You're ripped. If you're a woman. So you're not too bulked. Okay. Yes. So that's toning. Bulked, like the bodybuilders. Exactly. Okay. Is this exercise for everyone? Everyone. Do I have to be weighty before I do this? Everyone. Everyone. It's for everyone. Okay. Everyone. Let's get right into it, guys. I'm just going to be in my corner, you know, kicking in some energy. Okay, so let's go. Let's go. Keep your back straight, slightly bend your knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly down, and up. Good. 1, 2, and up. 1 and 2. Keep going. 1, 2, and up. 1 more. Now slowly down, bend over row, slowly down, and up, again, slowly down, bend over row, slowly down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, knee, belly, knee, and up, again, 1 more. Roll 3 times. 1, 2 more. 2 again. And up. Don't forget to squeeze your butt. 1, 2, 3. Good. Upright shoulders. 1, 2 and down. 1 and 2. We are still warming up. 1, 2 and down. Again. 1, 2 and down. 1 more. Okay, upright raises, catch, slowly up, slow down, all the way down, good. We do again, catch, slowly up, slow down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Catch, up, catch and down, keep going. Again. Get ready to squat. Overhead. 3, 2, 1, go. Down and up. We are still warming up. Again. Get ready for lunges. 3, 2, change lunges. We go. 1, 3 more. 2, 2 more. Change. Quick. So that was the warm up. Shake off, shake off, shake off. So you can choose to increase or maintain your weight. With body pump, we start with the bigger muscles, legs, chest, and on and on. So the first workout will be legs, squat. So get ready. Pick up your barbell. Breathe in and out. You can do it. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly down. 1. One, 2, 3, and last 3, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Woo. Please stretch your legs. Stretch your legs. Okay, the next will be chest. Push-ups. Then you switch the barbell on the step board. So have your barbell beside you. We'll begin with push-ups. In the position, 3, 2, 1. We go down, up, keep going, keep your back straight. You can do it on your knees, it's fine. Good. Keep going, don't stop. Down and up again. Again. Get ready for shoulder taps. Again. Go down from your chest. 3, 2, change. Down, tap, tap. Razak. Again. 2 more. Last one. Okay, change. Quick change. 3, 2, 1, go. Down and up, keep going. Down and up, listen. Down and up, please. Down and up. Press down 3 times. 1, 2, 3 and up. Again. 1, 2, 3 and up. Again. 1, 2, 3 and up. Again. Repeat. Again. 1, 2, 3 and up. Again. 1, 2, 3 and up. One more. 1, 2, 3. Singles. Down and up. Get ready for the push-ups again. Again. 2 more. Last one. Hold up. 3, 2, slow down. 1, 2 and up. 1 and 2. Slow down. 1, 2 and up. 1 and 2. Slow down. Slow up. 1 and 2. Slow down. And up. Again, slow down. And up. Again, slow down. And up. Again, slow down. And up. Last one, slow down. Okay, quick change. Back to push-ups. Let's go. It's a strength workout, I told you. Let's go. Keep pushing. Press on regardless. Don't stop. Don't give up. Don't quit. Let's go. All the way up and down. Let's go. Come on. Feel the burn in your chest. Let's go. Do not stop. It's okay to get tired, but keep pushing. Almost there. Again. 2 more. Last one. Okay. Good. Whew. It is. Okay, the next workout is dumbbell beside you. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. We go. Up. Halfway, not too high. Keep going. Up. Again. Come on. Good. We all move together. Up. Keep going. Up. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. We go. Change. Up. Side and down. Side and down. 1, 2, 3. 1 more. 1. Hold up. Shoulders begin to burn. I know. All the way up. 3, 2. Again. Up. All the way up. Get ready for your dumbbells. 3, 2. Quick change to the dumbbells. Side, forward, side. We go. Side, forward, side. Again. Go through. Again. Side, forward, side. Let's go, guys. Again. Shoulders are burning. I know. Let's keep pushing. Body pump is body pain. 3, 2, 1. Hold up. Hold. Up. Hold on. And down. 3, 2, 1. Again. Hold on. Stay with me. Come on. 3, 2, and down. 3, 2, 1. We go. Three, 2, side forward, side. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Go. Side, forward, side. We go. 2. Hold up. 2. We go. 1, 2, 3. Again. Stretch your shoulders, stretch. The next workout is back. Be in a position, slightly bend your knee, chest out. So once you go there, you push your hips far back. 3, 2, slowly down.
up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Can't twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body, your mind. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of
trainer, personal trainer, fitness coach Emmanuel J will come and give us the breakdown of what you just saw us do. But I just believe that my body has been really toned and I've burnt a lot of calories. My mates are saying that way to go, you have had your energy up, and I hope so. I hope you are home too. You have burnt some calories, you've gotten the sweat in. You need to keep your body functioning, your kidney, your liver, your heart, feeling it pumping once you do the exercise. So you need that to keep going and keep a healthy life. But so it'd be like, say, you did, because you are given the instruction, you're not sweating so much, you're not relenting, you're pushing us beyond the limit. How did you get to this stage? Okay.
I'm used to it. I've been doing this for years. Yeah. And this is the only gym, the only fitness center that you get this kind of exercise, body pump, is nowhere.
So this was body pumping. The toning was body pumping.
Yes.
Right.
But the class is called body pump.
Oh,
but the benefit is toning and ripping. Yeah.
Okay.
You get to shred. We don't build muscles too much. And anyone can do it. Being young, old, anyone can do it. Yeah.
Is it a routine where we always have to use a certain weight of dumbbells? And
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. But you do a setup at your own pace, like your own setup, your own weight you want to use. Just be comfortable with it. Just keep going because it's very intense.
If I stick to doing only the toning or the exercise that we have just done, will I see physical changes in my body? Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't necessarily have to do all the other kinds of exercises.
I mean, it's good to do it's good to do
Different
everything.
ones,
Try every class. Yeah. Yeah, it's good to do it because it helps physically, mentally. Fitness is good.
Do you see some of your participants or your members? Do you see physical results, and how does that make you feel anytime you see your
Makes me feel very good because
members?
Here I've learned a lot. We all came to learn and we've learned a lot here. I learned this here, so we learned a lot. Yeah.
So you're like a student, become a trainer.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Exactly.
That's the transition that you can get if you come to Pepe's Health Center.
It's the best fitness center in Ghana.
What would you say to somebody who is still contemplating they should start their fitness health journey, exercising, getting in shape?
They should, because we all go like, oh, I want to start when? Yes, the self-motivation should be there.
Okay.
You need to push yourself, yes, before you get a partner to move, to the gym. So it's best to start now, the time that we are all young and all that.
Self-motivation,
yes. Exactly.
But I feel like when you are in a group too, it kind of pushes you, motivates you. Like if you come to a place like this, you see somebody sweating it out, trying to get in some work, and you too, you would want to do that. Amazing. But that's it here for our exercise today and our class, body pumping. We've been able to tone our body and get our fitness in. Hopefully we'll see you next Monday for another class, another routine. I am Alti Decider Sadiq, and there's more that we're expecting in the show.
Live from GBC Studio 1, this is the Breakfast Show.
Oh time. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh,
All the vibes.
All the vibes. Good morning.
How's your morning? It's rainy outside and it's Monday.
Yeah,
you have to shake off the blues, people. Shake off the blues.
Mondays, don't we?
No, we don't love Mondays.
Oh,
we cope on Mondays. We cope on Mondays. People, welcome to the SMC. Across social media, how you can join us. We are very interactive. Our WhatsApp number is 055-556-1034. And our socials is just GTV Ghana. Look for the hashtag GTV Breakfast. On X, on Facebook, and YouTube, we are streaming live. And so you can join us as well.
On TikTok as well, everywhere. Find us. Yes. So let's talk a bit about the trends, then we go to our very first main story. So in the trends this morning, we have Paris 2024, which is trending. I don't know if you saw the opening ceremony last week.
Celine.
Yeah. So Paris 2024 obviously is trending. Anticipate big announcement. Dr. Doom is also trending. For more on Dr. Doom, we'll bring you that later in the show. Then there's Angela, there's Onyaka, and of course, Big Brother Niger. These were the top trends this morning. And to somebody who now has a master's degree.
Charlie, Stone Boy.
Yeah.
Stone Boy for a reason. He's doing the most, and we love to see. We love to see. Were you surprised when you saw the pictures flood social media?
Oh, no, really. I didn't know he was in school and all that. I was pleasantly,
I was surprised,
happy with
exactly.
it. Yeah. They're like, oh, okay.
And
everything.
Louisa, Dr. Louisa, those are his children, people. Yeah. So he graduated from Gimpa.
Yeah, from Gimpa. It's like for all the other students, now they will feel, should I say, there's no better word than normal. Because he's like, over the top, and everything.
And I'm sure it will be like a flex to, hey,
Stone Boy, go to school with a celebrity. So on your happy day, everybody else is focused on one person. It's like, what you are doing is like, it's no this.
But this is nice to see, creative, talented people going out there and bagging those degrees. Totally awesome. It was a pleasant surprise because we didn't know King Stone was doing this. And so this is Stone Boy. We're going to sound up a little.
So you can hear what...
So you enjoy the ambience.
Yeah.
Running top for the summer, making this like a drummer. Call me up, take my number. Your future bright, girl.
I love you, man, for life. Proud of you. Everything you put your mind to, you always do it. So I know that about you since time. The gang loves you. 30BG loves you.
What's up, man? I said that. Stone Boy, congratulations. You finally graduated from Gimpa. Keep up the good work. We're very proud of you, mother sucker.
Representing Beam Nation. Shout out my brother, Stone. Stone, you go school, you know, let me know. You go further your education. Congrats, my brother.
Stone Boy, you are the master. Congratulations graduating. We love you. You're the best from the whole family, and I'm going to be drinking some Bel Air to you. Toast.
Big respect and sincere congratulations to my brother, Stone Boy.
God, congrats with your graduation, bro. I know it's not easy being a musician, traveling to and fro different countries. I've always been a big admirer and a fan of your craft, and adding education and stuff like this to it even makes it more beautiful and nicer. So I just want to congratulate you, and then we all appreciate your effort and everything you are doing to put yourself, your family, and Ghana on the map.
This is Jamil, and I want to say congratulations to my brother from another mother, Stone Boy, on this great achievement. It's another milestone, and being that you're a stone boy, we don't expect nothing less than milestones. You understand? Big up yourself, bro.
Big congrats to my big bro, Stone Boy, one God. Charlie, it'll be easy to graduate, so I should do say love to you, big love to you, big love to the family. Congratulations. Love.
We and the lion them good. Stone Boy, yes, we're good.
Yo, big up yourself, Stone.
Ah, boy. Livingstone, congratulations, my darling.
Hi, congratulations.
The bad guy saying a big congratulations to you on your graduation.
Stone, I just wanted to congratulate you.
Stone Boy, keep going, my bro.
Big congratulations to you.
Big respect and sincere congratulations, my brother, Stone Boy. Bam!
A huge congratulations to you, King.
I want you to know I am super proud of you and I love you so much, bro.
Congratulations to you, bro.
Congratulations, Ache. Stone, congratulations.
President, wishing you blessings and congratulations.
You got it, Stone. You got it.
Congratulations.
Big congratulations, Stone Boy.
Big congrats, man. Yeah.
Big blessings, Uncle Ponshao. And it's your graduation from your school from school to this way.
Congratulations, I'm so proud of you.
I salute you, King.
President, congratulations to you.
Big up, Stone Boy.
Congratulations, Stone.
Congratulations, Stone Boy.
I just want to see the people make money and make this life.
Being president for a reason. So you see, like the celebrities are echoing our thoughts. Like everybody's like surprised. Hey, everybody was like, you don't go to school, you don't tell me.
It's like you're traveling, you don't tell anybody you have your visa and everything. You're at the airport and you're gone. It's like, oh, I'm hearing, okay, somebody else who graduated over the weekend called B-. I hope I got that right.
B-, we don't even know who B- is.
B-.
We don't know. But congratulations to everybody who graduated.
Yes.
But our man, Stone Boy, you've done us proud and we are really, really excited.
Indeed. All those congratulations, which we are celebrities.
Congratulations,
Stone Boy.
Stone Boy, big congratulations from the BFS.
Everyone else who graduated from Game
Except the B- people, except them. People.
Relax.
So to some people who are making us happy as well. Team Ghana is in Paris.
They didn't abscond. They are still in Paris.
That's a real Team Ghana.
That's a real Team Ghana. That's a real Team Ghana.
Yes. Yeah, and so Paris 2024 is on, and that's a Team Ghana. So the athletes are there. Benjamin Azamati.
Okay, and so this video was taken from the French ambassador to Ghana's page, and interesting way you mentioned their names. Anyway, let's sound up and feel the vibe of the Olympics. All the gold medals for the games you are competing for. So wishing Team Ghana all the best.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, yes.
To our next trend.
Yes.
Fufu.
Yes, you know how to cook. How you usually make your fufu?
The normal way.
Well,
cassava, plantain, and then you pound.
Yeah. Nowadays we go the high-tech route. You go to the fufu machine.
AI way.
Yeah, the AI way. We don't like hard things. Life can be soft. It can be easy, you know. Why bath cold water when there's hot water? Why drive a manual when there's automatic? You get where I'm going with this. Don't make your life unbearably difficult. Anyway,
soft life.
It's not a bad thing. Soft life is not a bad thing. Anyway, here's someone giving us a life hack on how you can make fufu with cassava dough.
Do you know you can make Ghanaian original fufu with cassava dough, aka banchimori, just like the original one? The result is perfect and you can barely notice the difference. Chese is so ankasa. To start, I will chop my plantains into smaller pieces, add water and cook till soft. When it's soft enough, I will let it cool down a bit and blend it together with the water. You can add additional water when it's difficult to blend. And please remember, it shouldn't be too watery. I will say just like a thick smoothie, and set it aside. I will go ahead and mix my cassava dough with water. And this is how the consistency should be, just as you see in the video. At this point, I will put it on fire and stir continuously till it becomes thick. I will keep an eye on it, and when I notice everything has held up together, I will then add the blended plantain bit by bit till I'm okay with the texture. Then give it a good stir till it becomes uniform. I will stir it for a few minutes, get it off the fire and let it cool down. Niedrus wane se meye chireye ewa asankem. Na miya mishe fufuye a minti mindini ina anti mechebi ena mdede ya kana settle boys no. Na wanshe se di fufuye siya ya kono ya mankan chose banchimori na mikan wajaswa unjindi. It looks extremely perfect. Into Miami chicken light soup papepi amedi be facey. You can save this video and share it with your loved ones. Bye.
Life hack. You should try it.
Oh yeah, you try it. Somebody was sharing in the comments that somebody is giving the hack for neat fufu. It's like how they make neat fufu. It's like somebody is just eating it away like that. It's like maybe it's a disgruntled former employee or something. Anyway, so on these rare occasions where we go on a commercial break on the SMC, we are bringing you Queen Let, who is attempting the Guinness World Record.
Yes, sing that on. Her name is Queen Let.
Yeah, so we'll go on a quick commercial break and then we'll return with the show.
There's a post for me. She's like, people, her name is Queen Let, and she's attempting to break the Guinness World Record and hold the world record for the longest time singing.
Please,
so,
anybody who's close to her, go and find out if for a Guinness World Record, the certificate number and everything is intact. She hasn't copied anybody's own. We don't want any more scams. We have been trending of late for too long. Somebody says she's doing so well because she has been going on the break for such a long time.
It's like her stance. It's like she's given up already on life. Who said to you, eh? Listen, we are tired of these songs. Let's take a break.
No, wait, we have to do ours. Then everybody else to be tired. Yes. So, you know that thing where sometimes at naming ceremonies and all, you ask some people to come and then they bless you. In fact, no matter when, like maybe an elderly person should just bless you and say, oh, your life should go on well. Yeah, so this is one fan, Ghanaian fan, asking Mohammed Kudus to bless his son. And this is the moment.
Oh, Charlie, video me, please, video me. I'm happy to see you. Good, Charlie. Oh, Charlie. Video. Say, I want to be like you. I want to be like you. Bless you for me. Bless you for me. Bless you for me. Bless you for me. I say, this is a Star Wars. Welcome. Oh, Charlie, video me, please, video me. I'm happy to see you. Good, Charlie. Oh, Charlie. Video. Say, I want to be like you. I want to be like you. Bless you for me. Bless you for me. Bless you for me. Bless you for me. I say, this is a Star Wars.
Oh, interesting size to see. It's reminiscent of the Spanish international superstar who turned 17 recently, and his team won the Euros.
Okay.
That's Spain. Lamine Yamal. Yeah, if I got it.
Lamine Yamal.
It's such a young, that youngster is going places. He's only 17. Wow.
So that's because Messi gave him a bath. Messi gave him a bath during when he was a baby. And now, from what people are saying and the Barca fans are saying, he's playing exactly like Messi.
Messi blessed him. So it was a UNICEF ad back in the day. They were doing something for poverty, and then they shot that ad. Messi didn't even remember, but when the pictures started coming out, the photographer just blew up. Like, oh, and to some exciting news that happened over the weekend, Comic-Con, Marvel announced that the new person who's going to play the villain in their upcoming movies is the person who is believed to have started the whole Marvel cinematic universe.
Yes, indeed.
And I'm talking, of course, about Robert Downey Jr. He played the Iron Man character in the comics. RDJ. And now he returns, such an iconic guy.
Yes.
And now
this photo in particular.
And so that's Robert Downey Jr. on your screens right now. He's returning to the MCU. And this character is a hero, but he's coming back as a villain. It's like that saying, die as a hero or live long enough to become a villain, to see yourself become a villain. So he was unveiled at Comic-Con, and we have the video for you, a very short one. Iron Man is back. Yeah, Iron Man. So yes, that's why Dr. Doom was trending. When we showed you the trends, that's why Dr. Doom is trending. A lot of it's divided opinions as why didn't they find someone else and all that. But hey, our DJ is back, and we love it. Yes. So to our next trend, it's about boys being boys.
What is
that? Schwierig! Es schwierig! Es schwierig! Es schwierig! Es schwierig! Es schwierig! Es schwierig! Kan bukan bukan. Ini kok kafir dia? Hah? Kok kafir ada? Schwierig! Es 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 schwierig!
And his mind has been bitten by an alligator. Okay, so we are moving on to another character, Jeffrey Norte, who is also doing very, very well on social media. We see you, Jeffrey, how do you say those things? Doing all those skits with the Nigerians and everything, including Brain Trotter and all.
Jeffrey, you need to come back here for a conversation.
Yes, and tell us how it all happened, and we are waiting for you. And anyway, he played one of the characters he plays on social media is called Dragon, and this is the return of Dragon.
One day, check like Peter, I go work for the seesaw. Hey! Oh! Well, now, hey, see, if it's true, say women they trap men. You're a damn self.
Hey, Dragon, good to see you. I love wordplays. Okay. It turns me on. I like metrics.
Oh, metrics. This one, there's a metaphor than wordplays than things. So, the metrics.
I see. I hope this is not the men tricks.
Oh, you the talanku. Make I feel my syringe. In the bow trigonometry. That be where you go see the main tricks.
You are impregnating with this word.
You see the way I will watch you up and down, like my eyes with a dollar.
I smell something fishy.
It's me. It's me. Eat me even if I'm from Odona.
Give me away.
Yeah, no, my Odona. Hey, I don't know. My eyes look too. I don't know. So if it with this or with the onions. Every time call me and they will must shoot at me. I'm going. I ain't the dragon. I know they come early.
And that's a trend for you people. This is by way of cautioning to people who are using the motorway. So from the Tema to Accra side, there's been an accident involving a couple of cars. 4 or 5, and so there's a hold up there. And so if you have an alternative to use that. Or if you haven't left home and the motorway is your only route, leave home now.
Okay.
This is it. Why does this happen every time, even when there's a little rain?
Oh, okay. So information reaching us is we need to go quickly to Studio 5, who are standing by to give us the sports update. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
And here at GBC on the second day of August, we'll be having our fan games. It will be awesome. So if you are a staff of GBC, which division are you going to rep? It is going to get exciting as we cook rice, themed food. Are you hoping to taste who is going to cook for your division? It's going to get exciting. If I have a side, or why tomatoes. Listen. It will be amazing. And so, get ready for Friday, 2nd August, 10 a.m. sharp, 4 courts, right? We'll be outside and then, we'll have fun, the whole 9 yards. So now let's get off with the Olympics, and Ghanaian swimmer Harry Stacey is set to kick off Ghana's participation at the 2024 Olympic Games on Tuesday, 30th of July, 2024 at exactly 11:23 a.m. France time. Stacey will compete in the swimming event in Heat 4, representing Ghana on the Olympic stage. This marks a significant moment for the country, as Stacey's performance will set the tone for Ghana's presence at the Games. Fans and supporters will be eagerly watching as he strives to make the mark in the competition.
On Tuesday, 50 meters, 100 meters freestyle. How's it feeling like for you?
Oh, good. I'm so excited. I honestly just can't wait to get out there.
Now, you met other competitors already?
Yeah. I've been rubbing shoulders with some of the greats. It's been exciting.
Your first Olympics, and now on Tuesday, Ghana's first event is happening. The whole world is looking at you. 11:15 a.m. is when Stacey is in the pool there. Heat 4.
Yes.
How do you feel?
Amazing, honestly. Just can't wait. Honestly, I'm just really excited to get out there and do my best.
So, the thing is, a lot of people want to see, we are told back home that you're one of the fastest swimmers in Africa. And now you come here, you're going to meet super fast, swimmers. And if you look at the times they've made, you obviously have one of the best times as well. Does that scare you a little bit?
No, not at all. I know my place, and I'm going to try and, usurp some people, get faster, do a personal best if possible. Yeah, and go out there, do my best.
When you go into the pool, what sort of a feel do you get?
Calmness. It's like it's home. I'm used to water. Water knows me. I know water. We're best friends. So now once I start racing, I'm just happy, man.
I mean, there are reports already that talk about the pool. I don't know if you've seen anything that you think is going to affect you.
No, honestly, it's a great arena. It's lovely. Like, I was there this morning, just watching the heats, not even the finals, and the atmosphere was insane. Like, it's really like a football experience, not just some regular something. Like, it's huge. It's I'm over the moon that I get to be a part of it.
So, what expectation? I mean, coming to this competition, what target did you set for yourself personally?
Anywhere around my personal best. To get a national record with that would be amazing. But yeah. I don't set a time. I just go out there.
All right, wishing Harry Stacey all the best as the spirit of the nation is solidly behind him. Let's move on now. And the Black Sharks, Ghana's national beach soccer team, have secured their spot in the 2024 Beach Soccer African Cup of Nations following a convincing victory over Cote d'Ivoire with a remarkable 10-5 aggregate score. The Black Sharks demonstrated their strength and skill in both matches. In the return leg of the fixture held on Saturday, July 27th, the Ghanaian team displayed a remarkable comeback, winning 2-5 after previously triumphing 5-3 in the home game in Quetta earlier this week. Despite trailing behind 2-1 at halftime during the second leg encounter, the Black Sharks staged an impressive comeback in the second half. Highlights on your screen. Congratulations to the Black Sharks. And moving on, and in a show of support and solidarity, the president and some board members of the Ghana Olympic Committee, GOC, have visited Team Ghana at the Olympic Games village in Paris. The visit marked by a spirit of camaraderie and encouragement, highlighted GOC's commitment to its athletes and the nation's pride in their representation at the global event. Upon arrival, the president of GOC, Bernard Mensah, and the board members were warmly welcomed by the athletes, coaches, and officials of Team Ghana. The visit provided an opportunity for him to engage directly with the athletes, offering words of motivation and acknowledging their hard work and dedication leading up to the Games.
So challenges come. It's not perceived to be the attitude of a few people, change what deep in our heart we want to do for the ordinary Ghanaian. Okay. When we're successful, when we do well, it is the ordinary Ghanaians that really feel proud. And, you go out, oh yeah, Azamati hit it, Joe Paul smashed it, that kind of thing. And then we have Sugai, So let's do it for the ordinary Ghanaian. Let's not look too much at people that we think should be doing something for us. And in any case, track and field and the other sports, it's always been like that. But we are the people that when we go out there, we still hold high Ghana's flag. I'm sure with time they'll start appreciating us more than they're doing now. So let's keep whatever we're doing in camp here now. Okay? No country is better than us. Okay? I saw you guys, your clip in Bahamas. And on any day, on any time, everybody can put their bet on you. Okay. I know that if you leave all the worries and all the things that go wrong, I have no doubt that you guys can get to the finals and you can even be on the podium. So what I want to say on behalf of the GOC, that look, just go out there, give it your best. And nobody is better than you, especially our quartet team. You guys are just explosive. And in a long time. Andrew, have we had such an explosive team? I mean, you are being with us much. Within the recent years, I think this is about one of the best teams that we have put together. So I have no doubt that we can be amongst the best during this Olympics. Rose here is making waves already, and I wouldn't also be surprised if Rose. All the other things that would distract you from your focus, please, let's leave them for now.
If we get on the podium, that's the ultimate. If we don't, we know we tried our best. So we know Ghanaians are out there, they want us to, win medals and stuff like that. We are going to try as much as possible to do our best.
Right, and still in Paris, and the Olympic debutant of South Sudan's men basketball team was a rousing success on and off the floor. The 10th of 1,000 South Sudanese flag donned Pierre Moret Arena on Sunday, 28 July, as a recently independent nation in the Central African completed its amazing journey as basketball's biggest stage at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Led by an enthusiastic and personal coach, Royal Ivy, South Sudan overcame a slow start and defensively overcame Puerto Rico in the second half to coast to a 90-74.
Travels, you just keep... Look.
It's happening.
I'm telling you.
It's happening.
Clean. Effortlessly clean.
Fantastic.
Accra Beaches.
Watch out. BFS Travels. That's the hashtag.
Yeah.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Hasta la vista.
Baby. So all the wins again. Hasta la vista, baby.
So, what are highlights?
Yeah, the Ghanaian Times. Election 2024. Vote for change. Mahama charges Ghanaians as he launches campaign.
Okay, so agriculture will be my priority, says Dr. Baumia, towards the December poll.
Right.
131 days, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah,
wow.
to the poll. Yeah.
Right. Adopt Songo salt mining report to foster peace, unity, development. Ada Paramount Chief appeals to Parliament.
Ghana Revenue Authority destroys 9.2 million cedis worth of expired goods and marijuana in Ho.
Stories on page 24.
Yeah, something to get high about.
Yes.
And Volta Lake level is lower now than it was last year. I hope that's good news for the people who suffered from the spillage. Yeah, because it's not as high as last year. Yeah. Okay.
That's good news.
Alrighty, Ghanaian Times. There we go. So the big one is vote for change. Move.
Daily Guide. AU adopts NANES payment system for Africa. Harness resources to enhance continental trade.
Ochehene rubbishes a Japadia fiction, and that's a picture there of the Ochehene Sajo form which for a penny.
Right. NLA Deputy DG on it.
Okay, so NANES payment is the big one, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, next one.
2. The Daily Dispatch says NDC's labeling of Baumia as a liar has failed because on 23 issues he has been vindicated.
Okay, well, I guess some of the issues are there.
Yes.
6 of them. Mahama said in 2016 that if I want the North to support me, MPP should first elect me as their flag bearer, says Baumia. All right, okay. All right.
And that's the Daily Dispatch.
The Chronicle.
We are behind you, our son, Talensi Mbusa chiefs tell Baumia. And that's him kneeling in front of a chief.
Okay, coffee and Goro will be working, and cola, because they says we won't sleep for 48 hours during elections, says President Mahama, flag bearer of the NDC.
Kufuor's proposal for financial interoperability in Africa accepted by AU.
Bote Mangmai John land dispute 3 being hauled to court for contempt.
Kafa verse of the day. Oh, no, let me go up.
Okay.
I will win Bole Bamboy seat for MPP. Raphael Kuma vows.
1 Thessalonians 5:11. Therefore, encourage one another and build one another up, just as you are doing. Charlie, big up to you. I'm building you up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sending you love and light.
Go higher.
You too, go higher.
It be so. We're done.
Hasta la vista.
Baby. Shout out to the Sege people.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you so much.
Love the Volta, man.
It be so. And as she goes, I bring in another of my colleagues who has something interesting up his brown sleeves.
How do I get in there? Hasta la vista.
The brother. So we're here for...
I am also Westbrook on that. I keep an eye on Constituency Watch.
Take it away, brother.
And Ayawaso West Wogo is in the Greater Accra region. It is one of the many constituencies in the Greater Accra region, one that is known as a hotbed. And its current sitting MP is the Honorable Lydia Al-Hassan, Sayram Al-Hassan. It has 12 electoral wards, including East and West Legon, also Jowlu and Tessano. Looking closely at the constituency, because it's an urban constituency, it has a lot, as many will say, to offer. We could be next in your constituency to keep a close eye on what goes on there. What do you have? What do you not have? What do you expect of your MP, your DCE, as well as your assembly member? Election 2024 is so close, you can't afford to be quiet on what's your right so far as your taxes are to work for you. Let's look at healthcare delivery in the constituency. It has facilities to take care of you, and so if we home in on healthcare delivery, no, let's come to demography. We start with population. It has a very dense population, both young, old, middle-aged, all of it, you find them within the constituency. Ethnically, it is very diverse. It has the Akan, the Chi, the Fanti, the Gadangme, also some part of Northness within the constituency. When it comes to age, age distribution, very, very much youthful. And so let's move on to education, where you have institutions like the University of Ghana, you have other institutions within the constituency, a lot of educational institutions within the Ayawaso West Wogon constituency. It has quality education to offer as well, because from basic to the tertiary, every of these can be found within the constituency. Let's move on to the next phase of the constituency, where we have youthful population. Youth unemployment is relatively high within the constituency. I spoke to a few of the young guys out there who confirmed to me that though it is perceived as one that has so much prospects for people within the constituency, there is the problem of youth unemployment, and the easiest means of employment is handy jobs. The skills and education are also well represented within the constituency, and there is job mismatch. So you have those who have the skill, but the jobs are not available, and the jobs that are not available or that are available, you can't find the skills to match them. Entrepreneurship, that is also really very prevalent, but it comes with what we call bourgeois, not the well-established entrepreneurs. We have the bourgeois ones. Then let's move on to the next one for the Ayawaso West Wogon constituency. Remember, we could be in yours tomorrow, and so let's look at economic situation. There's lots of commercial activities within the constituency. You have anything from trotro, anything from, name them, petty trading, all of it. You have them. And then you have the well-established jobs or businesses within. As for real estate, I can tell you there's still some more being built within the constituency, and it provides some jobs for the young people as well. Remember, these are temporary jobs. Real estate development jobs are not permanent jobs, and so to some extent it can fill the gap for youth unemployment, as well as create that void for youth unemployment. The next one we want to look at is help me out here. Let's move. We've been here already. Please, let's go back. Youth unemployment, we've seen that. Challenges within the constituency. Can you imagine someone tell you within East Legon that what we don't have is public place of convenience? Hello? Yes, but that is East Legon for you. They also don't have as much as, waste disposal. Waste disposal was also a challenge within the Ayawaso West Wogon constituency. And then environmental issues. Because there aren't enough provision for waste disposal, there are these pockets of indiscriminate waste disposal, and they're not collected. Some will say Zoomland comes to do it, but no, not everywhere. And so these are some of the things we found within the Ayawaso West Wogon constituency. We spoke to some people as well, so very shortly my producer will put on what the views of the people within Ayawaso West Wogon constituency has been when we visited them not too long ago. Meanwhile, one of the things we found also worrying is housing. Even though Ayawaso West Wogon is relatively one that one can easily say is okay, there is the issue of housing within the constituency. A lot of young people we spoke to will say, what that simply means is they don't have a place of their own. And interesting, but what accounts for that also is the fact that a lot of these young men have migrated from our villages and our small towns into Ayawaso West Wogon in the hope that because there is construction boom, there'll be jobs for them. Fine, some have secured jobs within the construction industry, but what they don't have is a place to live. And that has also become one of the challenges. I also noticed. Okay, so let's get the video. Let's get some of the views from Ayawaso West Wogon, some of the traders and some of the young men who were complaining about jobs. There are jobs, but these are temporary jobs within a constituency. We're also moving towards, so this is one of the real estate development that's currently ongoing or is completed within the constituency. And then we're going to look at jobs, where this young man says, without the washing bay here where I work, I don't know what I will be doing with my life and myself.
Ayawaso West Wogon, mefa ne se pharmacy num any baby adidi ne anema hodo Ubi beka say aha no enwuma ni ha mam nante e no kore.
No kore. Say apart from washing base ye say adwuma egu a ini adwuma bia ye kwa akoye biem. Ti de wo kan de no kore na wo kan because me de mani to a apart from washing base adwuma bia ni wa say bi egu a metima akoye biem. Dia kai na ya ban adwuma nko am so eja school yi wa ni tua. Akohwe nti ya nko. 2 years no free wodi a na aseme wo no. And they meet my kind of macano.
East Legon hay no ahana what waba.
Oh, mentua bawa hadie.
But ahana what ye juma.
Ahana mtie juma.
Uyi se washing bay yi wa hano a enwuma hodo be mbim na onim se ebi wa hasa.
Oh. I say skillity ne be amazing. You see amazing klasa koye company. Ye mfati se first na wo ho na amazing bi aba se open label bi ne na koye adwuma si saade ne ni obiem company si wo kon so ebisa set uni set arrest mesi ne kura unya bi nye to washing base we dey aja we ready to send the misa set ndi to me ye den eye bi no skill to kura so be kokra just set si saade ni bi ntim putu dwuma e fa se e wa ha ye no eno ani dwuma bi anka hu bi mu wa ha no
me pacho lorry station wo Ayawa so West wo gon ha eden ena ye yemamo a ebeboa mo
asemo ere yen ne ma bebre ebi ti se omo be ye ya haye man because you so try intimintina ha ti se nkom be ya haye man yan enke ye ni beji
na se obi yare na ope hospital aya na ebi wa ha amutimi ko
o mpacho bi wa ha ya de hospital bi wa ya
na fe enkwala amuko school wa ha nso munya ba bi di omoko
mpacho an ena ne si wo ya
ebi so. So, as I mentioned earlier, the current MP for the Ayawaso West Wogon constituency is Honorable Lydia Seyram Hassan of the NPP stock. The NPP has been the most dominant party to have won the Ayawaso West Wogon constituency seat. It was only in 1996 where the NDC won by a very slim margin, 48.46, 48.44 to the NDC. Thereafter, all the way to 2016, it has been a safe seat for the NPP in terms of parliament. Now let's look at their presidential pattern of voting, and then we're able to conclude or project if, as it is, it will be what it will be. This is their behavior when it comes to presidential elections within the Ayawaso West Wogon constituency, and you'll find that in 2016, in fact, this would look like the 2020, you find a near neck and neck kind of voting for the NDC and the NPP, 49.84 and 49.5 to Nana Adodankwa Kufuado. And this is what they've looked like since we started in the Fourth Republic. 2016-2020 saw lots of other candidates come into the race, and the closest in 2020, the closest who came to third position was the man many refer to as Boom, Christian Kwabena Andrews. And this is what it looks like. And so you can put 2 and 2 together. I'll not project for you. You could do your own projections and then tell me if there's going to be some, they do it. The politicians do this. I don't know what they mean when they're doing this. Me, I don't know. Me, I'm only telling you that's what they do. And when they come to you, they do this. You tell me what that means. I have no idea. And on that, I have no idea note, I'm going to switch over to the man who is going to be engaging some of the constituents who are unhappy with their desk provided for education, and they don't like it, so they are breaking them. Boskaf, talk to me about Canada Moy and his people.
Yes, the furniture matter, we will get there very shortly, but thank you so much, Alan, for that focus on Ayawaso West Wogon and their initials, if you vocalize it, AWW. Good morning, welcome to the show. This is GTV Breakfast. Today is the 29th day of July 2024, 131 days to election 2024. My guests are Adel Ibn Sheikh Umar Ibrahim. He's the National Communications and Director of Operations for Greater Accra Youth Wing of the NDC. Adel, assalamu alaikum to you. And Saka Salia is a member of the National Communications team of the MPP. Gentlemen, you are welcome to the show. Good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Let's go to Tamale first, because Adel, you were in Tamale over the weekend.
I was.
For the launch of the NDC campaign. What for you was your highlight?
Kaf, good morning to your viewers.
Morning.
Good morning to yourself, to my brother, Saka Salia. It was beautiful. I mean, I left Accra on Friday. I got to Tamale Friday evening, 4:30 p.m. Visited the grounds. People were already, on the grounds. Setup was ongoing. Saturday morning, it continued. By 1:30 p.m., the place was already jammed up. For me, it was one of the beautiful things I've seen in a very long time. The entirety of Tamale stood up. It was the traffic. It was just, unbearable. I had to basically lodge in a hotel out of, a little out of town that allowed me some 1 hour trip, into town, because it was...
The whole place full up.
It was just... Kaf, listen, I've been trying to get a ticket. Let me tell you this funny story. I've been trying to get a ticket to Tamale in and out. Why? Because I was putting together with my team a rally in Fadama yesterday, which took place, which took place yesterday. Kaf, Accra, Tamale, in and out, fully booked. I took a decision and said, okay, you know what? Let me try driving to Kumasi.
Yeah,
and then do Kumasi to Tamale, back to Kumasi, and then to Accra, fully booked. Takrady, fully booked. Finally, I had to go to the airport here and then plead, beg, and then empty. What they do? They put you on reserve.
Yeah.
Someone misses, and then I got the flight inside, and there it was in Tamale, and it was just so beautiful throughout the entire process. John Dramani Mahama made the conversation simple. His Excellency placed it there on the table. 48 hours. If you need to take a coffee, you need to take a coffee. We're not sleeping, we're counting. We're standing there. When it's done, we're saying paste the results slips. Per the CI, something we've not done in a very long time. The CI indicates to us that the presiding officers have to paste, the results on the walls.
CI is constitutional instrument.
Of the Electoral Commission. Paste it on the walls at the polling station. We want everybody to see it. It has to be there. We'll take pictures of them. Everybody has to see it. He also indicated categorically that, listen, everybody should be careful, regardless of who we are, regardless of the mistakes that we have done. We have never, Kafri, stood this low. Never in the history of Ghana have we stood this low. And no matter what the situation is, no matter how low the NDC goes, not this. He indicated that. Madam Jane also indicated categorically and said, look, the Electoral Commission, we're calling on you. The chiefs, we're calling on you. The pastors, the imams, we're calling on everybody. Everybody has to be up and doing. His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, his vote is one. Baumia's vote is one. Saka, yours is one. The people of Ghana, when they take the decision, there's no two ways about it. We have, inshallah, won this election. What is left is to take it from them. And we want them to understand this. When Nanado, whether he likes it or not, loses that seat, Baumia will leave that seat whether they like it or not. It is a decision for the people of Ghana, and nobody's going to subvert the will of the people. So for me, Tamale was beautiful. The message was point blank. It was clear. No missing words. We've stated it, and the campaign duly launched. Kafu, I got back from Tamale yesterday. We were in Fadama. It would amaze you. It would amaze you. Okada riders from all across coming all the way to Fadama, just around the Chief Imam's neighborhood. We had an LCD screen. We had a stage, and all we needed to do was to play back from Nkrumah how systematic. It's so beautiful. Like when you look at it, and when you try to think about where we have come from, like it is how they have done it systematically. It's just the name they keep changing, UP, MPP, but the process is the same. What they did to Kwame Nkrumah, what they did to Rawlings, what they did to Atta Mills, what they did to John Dramani Mahama, and then each time they did that, what they actually took the country through, and then we have to struggle from the rubbles. Back in the day when Rawlings used to hold grinders to teach people how to use the grinder. And that's how we struggled. Like Rawlings in the farms carrying cocoa. Give me one video of any of them from the UP tradition. who was ever down there, down to earth. We're always in the gutters. This is how we're brought up. This is how we're trained for the love of country, for God and country. So Tamale was beautiful. Fadama yesterday was even more beautiful. We're here. We're ready for the elections. We're going Kafri. There's no point. The momentum is right from here. We're going right from now until it is counted 48 hours and it's done. No turning back.
No sleep.
No sleep.
Says the NDC.
No sleep. No.
Saka, where's your candidate? He's also in the north, right?
Yeah, he's in the north.
Where, how's that going?
Yeah, come on. Good morning to our children.
Morning.
Good morning to the president, Nana Donald Akufo-Addo. Good morning to our flag bearer, Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. But before I go there to tell you where he is, let me make these points clear. I mean, when the constituency, what is the name that you people gave it? You talk about I also West Wogo. One thing is clear. NDC has never won the I also West Wogo when MPP is contesting.
What is your point?
Yeah, the point is that NDC has never won that seat if MPP is contesting.
Why do you have to bring that factor in?
Yeah. So
is that important?
It's important because you people. I mean, I don't know he was saying that the NDC won in 1986, but that was a very illegal.
George Amu
won it.
George Amu had 34.40.
Yes.
Rebecca Adobe had 35.10.
Very good.
Why are you getting your figure from?
Overturn it. In 1982, MPP boycotted, and therefore MPP did not contest that election. That was the reason why the NDC won. 1986, George Amu won hands down.
Good. No, it was.
But let me finish.
It wasn't hands down.
Let me finish. Let me finish the statement.
You can't have.
Let me finish the statement.
No, I can't allow you to have alternative facts.
Okay, the court says in 1986 that George Amu won hands down, and Rebecca, what's the name? Adote, a win was overturned. So since then, it has always been MPP. So NDC only won in 1986. I mean, the record shows that
96 or 92.
1982. The record shows that 1986 they never won. So that's a fact. Yeah. I mean, when it comes to visibility, when it comes to name recognition, when it comes to campaigning, when it comes to message, you can never take that one away from Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Indeed, the Saturday that the NDC was doing their national campaign launch, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was also in the east, the Upper East region. He was in Pusiga and then later on in Busa. And in fact, if you see the numbers, the number of people that trooped in there, you rather think that was even the national event. The MPP one was even the national event. That tells you one thing, that the Ghanaians are ready for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. They have seen his dexterity. They have seen his handiwork. They have seen his thinking for this nation. They have seen his thinking out of the box so that we get out of whatever problem that we are experiencing. Unlike the NDC candidate, whose ideas are just within the box, thinking of how to legalize something that he himself had outlawed in 2012, thinking about how to, bring Akokon Kitin when Ghana is moving forward, and thinking of how to go and grow this nation to be what it.
Their message is reset to change Ghana. What is the message of your candidate? What is your?
Our message is clear. Bold solution. It is possible.
What are the problems for which you need solutions? What are the problems?
We as a nation cannot be left behind. The world is not waiting for anybody. The world is not waiting for us. That's the reason why we decided as a nation that we have to embark on digitalization drive. Because the whole world is like a digital world. The whole world is now like a village. Things are moving faster than it used to be during the infamous period or the period of John Dramani Mahama. And therefore, what do? You need to do things. You need to catch up with the world. And in catching up with the world, the way to go is digitalization.
How does that bring down the
way to go is not to physically be present in your shop in the night.
How does that bring down the cost of living? Because it's expensive now.
Yeah.
How does digitalization
The way to go, for instance, I mean GBC. Ever since I know GBC, I mean when it's 12, they play and then everybody close. You go and sleep. But there are when you digitalize, like others do, for instance, you can operate 24 hours without, being present.
GBC doesn't close at midnight.
They used to close at midnight.
You are talking of the last century.
Yeah.
So what's the argument?
So therefore, the digitalization drive, for instance, let's take mobile money. You don't need to go to the mobile money agent in the night to give your money to the agent that, send this money to somebody. In the comfort of your home, you can send it at any time. For instance, I mean, if your light goes off, you don't need to go to, an agent in order for your light to come. You can sit in the comfort. That is what we call 24 hours. 24 hours is not to wreck, lions and tigers. It's not to physically go to farm in the night or to go to, a white joint and buy food.
What is your policy? Instead of somebody else's policy, what is your policy?
Our policies are clear. Baumia is saying that we are coming with bold solutions that will resolve all the problems that we have. Number one, we talk about the fact that we need to digitalize. We need to ensure that Ghana as a nation should not at any point in time, move back. And therefore, he has brought solutions to ensure that we remove, the e-levy that people talk about. We remove the e-levy, ensure that there are certain taxes, like the betting taxes. There are certain taxes that he see as not too, good for this nation, and therefore, when given the opportunity, he will remove those taxes.
What problem is that solving? You say bold solutions, yes. What are the bold problems for which the bold solutions are?
For instance, I mean, if you are talking about removal of those taxes, for instance, even as a vice president, what did he say? When those taxes were being brought, he said that these taxes will not inure to the benefit of the poor. And therefore, let's give a threshold that will ensure that the poor is protected. Then he ensured that at least every day before you send the money, before you send the money to somebody, the threshold should be above 100 Ghana cedis before you are taxed. So he wants to ensure that the poor and vulnerable are protected. He wants to continue with the free SHS of this country. He wants to ensure that we take it to the next level, because it is human beings that will develop this nation. Unlike the ADC that do not believe in the productivity of the human being, and therefore, professing different solutions. He says that we'll continue with the free SHS, we'll continue with the infrastructure development, we'll continue with the road infrastructure, we'll continue with almost everything that this government have already started. The hospital projects all over the country. I mean, never in the history of this country have we seen a particular government start 111 hospitals at a go.
Which one has been completed?
No, I mean, none has been completed yet, but there are various stages of completion. And before December 2024, a lot of it, I mean, more than half would have been completed, and then
55 hospitals will be completed by December?
More than half.
More than 55?
More than half.
111 divided by 2 is 55 and a half.
Exactly. About 58 or so would have been completed.
By when?
Oh, I'm saying that by the end of this December. So we are talking about a very proactive government, a very proactive and a very active vice president who has become the flag bearer and ensuring that he will take this nation to the next level. That is the reason why, if we all know, I mean, Ghana has always played the duopoly type of politics. It's either the NPP or the NDC. If you put the two, I mean, the NDC candidate in my left and then the NPP candidate in my right, and they tell you that these two gentlemen, there's a problem with the economy of this nation. One is not an economy. He's not an economist. And another is an economist. One is a leader in the past. Another is a leader now and in the future. One has knowledge in the economy. One does not have. And they ask you, because the most important critical issue today is the economy. And the economy, unlike what others think, that has been mismanaged. No. This economy has
doing well.
Never been mismanaged.
So why do we have
the
all
economy
indicators?
got to this stage?
Why do we have inflation so high?
Listen, I mean, you
double digits.
Nah, remember, he was talking about Rollins. Do you know that he was talking about Rollins? Do you know the inflation at the Rollins before?
Inflation right now is double digits in the mid-20s.
Yes.
The currency, the dollar is 15.7.
It doesn't matter. Listen.
It doesn't matter.
Listen. It would have been worse. And if
how do you know that? How do you know that?
Because
let's deal with that on the ground.
Listen, in 2014, when your mama went to do the State of the Nation's address, he bemoaned the fact that the economy was not doing well because there were problems in the East, that China and the Middle East and other places. It was even China. He said China was not doing well. There were some problems there, and that because of that, he came to Parliament to complain. Now we are talking about the whole world having been put into economic quagmire because of the devastating effect of COVID-19. And then you think that COVID-19 cannot be the reason. And I'm saying that if you have such a leader like Bawumia in place, who we all know, I mean, has the wherewithal to turn things around, have the economic knowledge, unlike John Dramani Mahama, who in the past could not even manage the economy well, even when the world had not devastated through any other disease. If you ask anybody, any impartial observer, to choose between the two, will you go and choose the past? Will you go and choose somebody who has no clue, who, when given the opportunity, put this nation in a state that we had to go to the IMF to salvage us? Today we are at the IMF, not because of mismanagement, but because the whole world is reeling under devastating effects of COVID-19, and Ghana is not different.
Did the whole world go to the IMF?
Yeah, indeed. And that is exactly what I'm going to say. Indeed,
everybody went to the
IMF said that half of the world is knocking at their door for help. And if you look at even West Africa, the countries that surrounded us, all of them, seek help from IMF. We talk of Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire even, they even got money from IMF more than even Ghana.
So we should be happy. We're doing better than Cote d'Ivoire.
I mean, we talk about even Togo. All of them had help from the IMF. And Ghana is not different. Go to Nigeria, the depreciation of the Nigerian naira is untold. I mean, they have never seen that before.
Why don't you focus on our depreciation, Mr. Saka?
No, because
we don't spend naira here.
No, but I'm just telling you our surrounding, neighbors. All of them are suffering, and therefore, it is not news for anybody to see Ghana also be suffering. So it is not our making that we are where we are.
It's not your fault that we are suffering.
No, I'm saying it is not our making. We didn't bring COVID. We didn't ask that the world should close down. Almost the whole world closed. There's imported inflation. Invariably, no country was working for like 1 year. Ghana, for instance, closed. You cannot even go to the mosque or church. You cannot go to school. You cannot do the things that you normally do. workers were not going.
Do you think Ghanaians will remember all the way back to what happened 3 years ago? Right
but
now, people
the
are suffering.
effect of what happened 3 years ago is what is happening now.
And when somebody doesn't have money in his pocket, do you think he thinks that what happened 36 years ago?
Unless you're saying that they are not reasonable. Unless you're telling me that Ghanaians are not reasonable, cannot think and know the reason why they are in this situation. I know Ghanaians are reasonable.
Okay.
They know that what happened to Ghana, where we close almost everything and still pay workers, it happened all over the world.
All right.
And they're like, look.
Okay. So I mean, you've made your point.
Basic things like oil, if you go to Europe and other places, were expensive commodities that were hard to come by.
Okay.
And one expect that, for instance, John Mahama himself went to Harvard to give a speech. And in the speech, he said that COVID has devastated the whole world and that African countries are the hardest hit and that it will take years for African countries to recover.
Therefore, do you believe him?
That's what he said. But the very person
you believe him?
In his dishonest mood, when he arrived at Kotoka International Airport, the narrative changes. Oh, Ghana, we are mismanaging the economy. But when he was where he is supposed to say the truth, he said it in Harvard that COVID, and he said that even about 800 million have been pushed into the poverty line as a result of COVID. Okay. But the same person, when you look at what he was standing in the podium in Tamale saying, he was talking like a new person that we have never seen. This is a person that we have seen who has been tried, tested, and failed miserably and pushed away.
Is the NPP worried about the NDC's chances in the election?
I mean, no. I mean, you see, they are our main opponent, and indeed, if you look at the rate at which Bawumia is campaigning, it shows.
Are you worried?
I'm not worried at all.
Okay.
I mean, how can you worry about
that's all I wanted to know.
The Ghanaians are ready again to
055
You're not worried at all.
6 10 34. You're watching GTV Breakfast. It's 8:14. Both panelists have had a bite at what's on their minds this morning. I think I want to show you a video. Okay. And then we'll have a conversation around it. So
okay, but I'll come in briefly. Before I.
Okay, briefly, not too long.
Not too long.
Yes.
Can I get a 2 minute?
You get 2 minutes.
Kaf, listen. He says, Bawumia, JM has already been tested. Well, Bawumia has not been on as vice president for 7 years. He is not the past. Bawumia is not the past. Bawumia telling you that your dollar will take care of it, and today your dollar is at 16 Ghana cedis. It's not the past. Then he talks about the fact that you're looking for an economist who cannot manage your economy, who has messed up this economy. Is he not even? Kaf, do you know what it feels like to go to Kolego and they say, "Oh, this guy is a surgeon. He's a major surgeon. He's an eye surgeon," and then they give him eyes to basically work on, and then the eyes gets messed up, and they say, "Oh, but he's an eye surgeon." Bawumia is overrated. This is what they did for him in the past. But you see, what you want to continue and what they are planning to continue is to continue to do the Sicilian patterns, to continue to take 12 million for Paulugo for no work done, to take 2 million for SkyTrain. It's about 12 million. You want to continue the spreading, no problem. John Dramani Mahama is telling you something. Lack of understanding, our people perish. If you don't understand the purpose for which the 24-hour economy is actually put across, you would continue to suffer. It's myopic. And here's why. The 24-hour economy is supposed to solve the issue of joblessness. We left you an economy of 8.4% of unemployment. Today you are doing 14, almost going to 15. What it tells you is that there are a lot of young people who are at home who are not working. So the simple thing you want to ask Saka is that if I get up today and say I want to buy something from Accra Mall, are you aware of the fact that Accra Mall closes around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, they are done? And I want to buy something from Accra Mall. Say I even decide that I want to pay it on WhatsApp, on Momo. I need to get an Okada rider to bring it. Would I get one? No. John Mahama is saying that make the economy lively at night. Because when it is lively, then people move out. You create demand. That's what you do. Kafui, did you know, and this is a typical example I'll land with this. Kafui, did you know that Ghana produces, we need almost 1 million metric tons of cassava on a yearly basis. This is just cassava for industry, not for consumption. This is just cassava that is required for industries to run. 1 million metric tons a year. Kafi, do you know how many we produce? 30% of that. 30% is what we produce. John Dramani Mahama is telling you that. Set up a system that allows you to be able to continuously run these farms, to produce cassava, give it to the industries. What does that do to you? It helps you to not carry money and import those cassava products that you require for your industry. That 70% will not take dollar out of your system. What does that do again? It stabilizes your dollar. This is what we did with Tobingo. This is what we did with Atuabo. Atuabo is saving us so much dollars. You can imagine what this government, dollar will probably be at probably 20 Ghana cedis if we didn't have Atuabo. Because you're still collecting money. You would have been collecting money to go out there to look for gas. If you don't understand it, you don't understand it. It's basic.
You can't tell whether the dollar would have gone to $20 cedis or not.
Pretty much. I'm saying, okay, pretty much. So what I'm saying, Kafuji, what I'm saying categorically is that, listen, in order for you to be able to stabilize your currency, you would have to do what is called import substitution. This is why they came to us and said, oh, we'll do one district, one factory, one village, one dam. And then we're expecting that we're going to do planting for food and jobs. So when you do, then you export, you get dollars. And after you export and you get dollars, you're also producing for the people to eat. How is it that you bring something like this, you campaign for it, you say it is beautiful, you spend all this money planting for food and jobs, you've done almost 3 billion. Nothing to show. We're still here, we're buying kinky how much? From your Nanado's kinky 1 cedi, today we are buying kinky how much? How much do you buy saka? You know, so be realistic. John Mahama says it's simple. We have youth unemployed, sitting at home, struggling, no jobs. Instead of DVLA closing at 5 p.m., it doesn't even make sense. Your situation is worse. DVLA closing at 5 p.m., everybody's going home. The whole place is shut down. JM says that there are hundreds of thousands of young people who are still at home, who can go to DVLA at 5 p.m. and then close at 11. Another group come at 11, close in the morning. Why? When Kafri closes from GTV, and Kafri has a program to attend to, or probably a banker is at the bank, he doesn't have time to get to DVLA before 5 p.m. The banker can close and go home, take dinner, take a shower, relax, 10 p.m., drive to DVLA, do his driver's license, do whatever he wants to do and come back home.
But they are saying digitalization will solve that.
How?
Do everything.
Kafi, no problem. Let's look at it from this angle. Say I want to register my vehicle. Kafi, I'm begging you. I want to register my vehicle. JM is saying that 24-hour economy, you can walk to DVLA 11 p.m. and register. Will DVLA come to my house, come and inspect my car in my house, check my tires, check my light, check all of that, and then give me number plate? Please.
On that question, let me just respond to you. Yeah.
1 or 2 minutes.
No, but you are jumping the gun. I was going to give it to you.
Sorry for jumping.
Saka.
Yeah. First of all, I agree that we have youth unemployment. Mm-hmm. And youth unemployment did not start today. We know under John Dramani Mahama, when the matter of youth unemployment came,
he caused it.
His solution to that was that he cannot do it because he's not a magician. The person that he put in charge of ensuring that they create employment told us in the face on Joy FM News that we can only go and then cut some trees and go and sell, or even gather stones. And this is the solution, that the bold solution of the NDC to youth unemployment. Let me tell you, I mean, sometimes some of us take the blame for the NDC nebulous 24-hour so-called policy. Why? Because we were telling John Dramani Mahama that for the first time also come out with something innovative. Something innovative. And that is a blame some of us are taking. And I want Ghanaians to know that we take the blame for this nebulous 24-hour thing. Because we pushed him to also come out with a policy, he jumped and said 24-hour economy, when he himself did not even know what it meant. Then the lady, what's her name? Jena Nopoko. When we said that she's still and doesn't seem to know her surroundings, that she should also come up with a policy. She said, "Oh, I'm coming with a woman banking." I mean, doesn't she you know that already we have a bank called Women Bank in this country already?
Is it working?
It's working.
Are you sure?
And they are doing like, you see, they are doing like some innovation that they are coming out with. And I'm saying that such people going into the future, do you think that listless group of people, I mean, like their kind, would be able to take us from the problems that confront us? Will be able to ensure that we move along with the world? That is the reason why I'm saying that some of us will take the blame, because we push them, we ask them to come up with a policy, and we all have seen the results of those policies. Nothing, absolutely nothing, to show that the NDC is capable of ensuring that. No, I mean, after ruling there, anybody at all can come and rule, like what John Mahama did in the past. He came and ruled, and we all saw the results. We saw the results was that he put us in 4 years continuously doing so. 4 continuous years in doing so. And such person, look at Nonado Akufo-Addo. When we experience some modicum of lies off for some 1 month, even that one, it was not like 24 hours. The NDC was all over the place. They went and then get their cohorts to even demonstrate and all that, just for 1 month. When these same people, these same hypocrites, subjected us to, 4 continuous years of Tumso, and today they still want us to give the mandate to them. Let me tell you, like I said from the word go, in terms of policies, in terms of the 21st century, in terms of somebody that can lead us, for us to match with the developed world. Like, I mean, the digitalization drive that Mahmoud Bawumia embarked on, I'm sure that the NDC sees it as something that is utopian. Today, the AU, they met and said that even the mobile money interoperability that this nation embarked on, they are going to replicate same. Okay. And that let me make this last. Yeah,
yeah, 2 minutes
let me make this last point. In terms of corruption, for instance, have you ever seen John Mahama talk about corruption in his campaign? He only talk about when we come, people who have dissipated this will come to book on endorsements. I'm saying that the first and most serious thing that confronting this nation has always been corruption. Corruption in the sense that no matter how much revenue you get, if there is corruption, it will dissipate into people's pockets and all those things. Okay. Therefore, you need somebody with real integrity.
Alrighty.
And then between John Mahama and Bawumia, compare the two. Who can be trusted to hold the integrity of the public purse?
Well, we have 131 days, and the Ghanaians will make that decision on the 7th of December. Just a quick fact check. This is what President Mahama said when you were talking about magician. Quote, the fact of life is that you can only have money in your pocket if you work and earn it. And so there is no magic to put money into people's pockets. That is why government is investing as much as it's investing to try and provide our people with the skills that they need to enter the world of work.
What is that?
He did not say he's
no, but the same person said,
okay, so this is from Daily Guide. This is from Daily Guide, Friday, 18th November, 2016.
He said that.
No. So I've just fact checked. That's enough.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to the next story. You didn't say that he's not a magician.
No,
I quoted what he told you.
No, but I'm saying that the same person told you that he will put money in their pockets. And based on that,
now you are setting a record by heckling the host. Thank you so much. You're watching GTV Breakfast. To a very disturbing video now that I want to share with you this morning. And so this happened a couple of days ago, and it happened in Kufitia Krom in the German South municipality of the Bono region, where a community have rejected and destroyed dual desks donated to a school. They kept shouting that they were not interested in furniture, they wanted network. Take a listen, take a watch. So these desks were donated by Colonel Kojo Damwa, the new Patriotic Party parliamentary candidate for the constituency. And as you can hear from those women, they say yempe network. They don't want the chairs. They want a network. And I was looking at the children who were in their uniforms, and they looked pretty traumatized. I don't know about the children of today, but back then when we were in school, we really treasured our desks. You know, you'd probably put your name there. This is your desk. You know, so to see your desk being taken out of the classroom and then torn apart by adults. You know, I'm sure the children are wondering, have our parents gone mad again? Because there's no sense at all in what is happening. Why can't you campaign for a network and still keep the dual desks there? I mean, this is just completely crazy. And this is a public school, because you can see from the uniforms of the children that this is a donation to a public school. You know, same people will be shouting about schools under trees.
Yeah. Kafi, can we comment on that?
Yes, please comment.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think that these people need the chairs more than the network. Yeah. I mean, you could see that those who were vandalizing and doing all that they are doing,
they don't need the chairs.
About 100% of them have never sat on those chairs before. Because if I've ever sat on those chairs, you will not be thinking the way they are thinking. At least, if you have education, it will tell you that you have to protect, because education is everything. Get the education, and then all other things will be added to it, including network.
Indeed.
And these people are saying that, after all, we don't need education. What we need is network, so that we can open and see TikTok and see what people are doing.
They didn't add that.
That's how we mean. Because if it is education and somebody decide that, let me do my modest contribution by giving, because he is not under any obligation to give you chairs. And he thinks that the best way to help is to give your children chair to sit on and learn and become responsible to this nation in future. And you say, no. You don't want responsible citizens in future. What you want is network, so that you can go on TikTok or Facebook. I think that is scandalous. Is for me, this is a very bad advertisement for the education of this country.
There are calls for arrests of this.
And what they is criminal. I mean, if you look at Article 41F, it tells you that people should protect. I mean, I saw standards, people who stand by and watch in glee, and even some of them were even happy that distraction were taking place. We should be able to protect public properties. When people are doing it and destroy public property, people should be able to prevent that or to report that. I didn't see those people. They were standing in askance, unconcerned, and even guarding them on.
What would be your
those people are known. We have seen their faces. They should be arrested without delay.
One time,
and then the law will take its course.
Adele.
See, one of the beautiful things of being a leader is to understand your people. And you must understand that in every society and everywhere you find your place, you would know that there are different levels of, maturity, different levels of, intelligence and all of that. Whether we like it or not, as a country, we still are far back. Saka indicates that they need more education. True. Now, as a leader, you need to find a way to deal with your people from every angle. I would say this is totally unacceptable. The right thing must be done. People must be taught to do the right things, fair enough. But let us not lose sight of the fact that they are asking for something perhaps they believe may probably change their lives. So we're talking about the digitalization agenda, we're talking about telecommunication. People are saying you're doing the best. People are asking for telecommunication. No problem, take it there. Perhaps it will help them to do a lot more. Maybe all this Momo thing we're talking about will help them to do a lot more. But I'm saying that if you don't understand, two different people, go to Odo here. Go and pick up a boy who grew up in Agbobloshi, who has slept in Agbobloshi his entire life. By age 5 o'clock, he's struggling to look for food to eat. Okay, come and pick someone like Adele, who was born in Abeka. Even though within the Zongo, I went to Achimota, came back, and then I went to school, and I have a certain level of intelligence. If you put the two of us together to solve one problem, you will get the same. It is the responsibility of the leader to understand that within the sector I find myself, within the country I find myself, there are different levels of thoughts and different levels of people, and you have to try as much as possible to meet them wherever you have to meet them. You don't box everybody into one basket and then try to handle everybody you want.
How would you solve this problem?
If you ask me, I'll say that the first thing to be done is that the people, first of all, NCC, this is why we have all those that. You keep going, you educate. Listen, we'll bring you. The MP should meet up with his people. Obviously, before this is done, it means that there's probably been noise.
This wasn't an MP, it was a parliamentary candidate.
Okay.
Yeah,
so perhaps noise, no problem. However, it is, I don't have the details, but I'm saying that bottom line, what was done was unacceptable.
One time.
Bottom line.
We made effort to reach Colonel Kojo Damwa, who is the new MPP parliamentary candidate for that area. We're not unable to get through to him, but when we get through to him, we'll find out what his thinking was behind the donation and how he feels about what has just happened. She's by the board. She has your messages on 055-556-1034. Thelma, take it away.
Thank you, Kat. Thank you for reaching us with your messages as well. Your thoughts on our screen, starting with Frank the Jew. Okay, give it a second. But people are invited to share their thoughts on the matters that we've discussed. Is it the economy of Ghana, the NDC launching its campaign, the NPP also crisscrossing parts of the Upper East region? What are your thoughts? And then desks being vandalized. CAF network has nothing to do with classroom desks. These, he calls them idiots, can be identified, so the law must deal with them. Simple. More on the screen. Hi, CAF. I don't understand the NPP man. You asked him what was the policy of the NPP, and he can't even point one. More. Good morning, CAF. I don't think NPP has an interest in the growth of this country. Mr. Saka is confused, is what this thought is saying. Shalom, CAF. The 24-hour economy is the way to go. Kindly let Saka maybe know that what he's saying can't con a lady. If with all the hype of Dr. Bawumia being an economist, this is the state of Ghana, then what would be the state if he was not? Let's stop worshipping mediocrity. Frank the Jew sent that message. Good morning, Kafu. My name is Sandy from Brekum. I can basically conclude that the NPP man is just trying to put up words to consume his time. How can NPP communicators share a campaign message without mentioning Mohammed's name? More messages on our screen. CAF, network has nothing to do with classroom. I think we've read this message. So these are the thoughts of those who are sending them and not the thoughts of GBC or any of us here. Good morning, GTV. I'm watching you live from Bulu. Tell the NPP man to keep quiet when he has nothing important to say. We're all in this country and see and still seeing what they did and still doing. NDC, we are behind you. Good morning. Young man joining the conversation. The NPP man has nothing to distribute for the conversation, and we don't need any mobile phone. We need employment. Will the phone put money into your account? NPP has no policy for Ghanaians. Young man Aziz sent this from Sunyane. The phone won't put work in your hands. That bit, if I could share an opinion, I would disagree a little bit from there. Kaf, I join in welcome the NDC rep on your show. Back to Accra. Question to him is, will he recommend Tamale becoming a new capital of Ghana? Alaji Dauda always has interesting questions from Medina Estate. And the question to the NPP rep is, will the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia, be meeting all headmasters of senior high schools in Ghana to find out challenges of food supply to all schools in Ghana before the general election? So 2 questions to your 2 guests. If I have time, I'll take a few more. This is a screaming one. Good morning, Kafi. We Ghanaians haven't forgotten, maybe, about what President Mahama did to us. So we won't vote for him. And Kasa Obosika sends this from Bema Camp. Good morning, Kafi. My name is Rash Chacha from Yape in Central Gonja. The NDC campaign launch in Tamale was beautiful and fantastic. A good leader does not complain over problems surrounding him or her. A good leader solves problems. That is why we in NDC are pleading to Ghanaians to vote massively for the NDC and John Dramani Mahama and his 24 hours economy policy to save Ghana from NPP, led by Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who is running away from his responsibility as economics to digitalization come December 7, 2024. Another viewer joining our conversation says, good morning, Kafu. In fact, I am very sad for Mother Ghana following both NDC and NPP campaigns, which have no better policies. I watch NDC campaign launch and NPP campaign tour. They have nothing to improve the lives of Ghanaians, but rather playing a Drew Meso. You see how their own communicators are just messing up on national television, as what this viewer thinks. More on 055-55-61034, our WhatsApp number. Kafu, it looks like the opposition NDC is dictating the pace in the upcoming election. First to elect flag bearer, running mate, then campaign launch, and now manifesto. Bawumia Napo ticket is, I don't know what this word. Moribund. Stuck. Has the NDC launched a manifesto? Okay.
They have not.
Because a manifesto hasn't been launched yet. I just wanted to check this one quickly. Good morning, Mr. Kafui. One thing I know is everyone who's had any good reputation and joined MPP always becomes a bad liar. May Allah have mercy on Ghanaians. That's what Saidu is saying. More messages on our screens. Good morning, Kafui. I like the key question you asked when the NPP rescued some words, because this time around it's not about words. After listening to JM and Nana over the weekend, MPP needs a message to the good people of Ghana. They need to recalibrate themselves and talk to us convincingly. A lot of people are writing to you, Saka. You said that, thinking that you don't have a lot. The NDC blueprint right from Iskadu Ketan says the NDC having launched their campaign in the north tells every Ghanaian that all is not well simply because Dr. Bawumia has caused a deep wound in their backyard, and it's going to be difficult to heal these wounds come December 7. Indeed, the alternative is scary. Going with the hashtag Bawumia for president and VC for parliament says it. He says it is possible. The message is, I get time. Let me scroll to the top of the screen and pick some of the... Yeah, I thought so. Good morning. NDC, John Mahama cannot be trusted. Why? Leviticus Power says they couldn't. John Mahama couldn't take care of the common guinea fowls, let alone farming. He couldn't maintain a pro-poor policy such as allowances to training nurses, teachers. John Mahama is indeed wicked that he spent 15 million on guinea fowls, but said he couldn't spend 2 million on...
Yes, flip it up.
Yeah, let's see.
He has a newer one.
A newer one. And this is sharing empty cups, so Dabeng, and he's greeting his people there. Akuko okay. It's far better than 1 Ghana cedi for a yam phone for 10 years. Good morning. The people didn't do well in destroying the desks, though, but the issue is the network they are talking about is also needed for the children who are in class to also go online to make research as other students are enjoying. They might know the reason behind the spoilation of the chairs. Miss Pretty sent this from Ablekuma. Nurses who have completed their national service this year haven't received a single month allowance. Hey, we are hungry, is what the next message says.
One, maybe two more.
So someone sent a message about Maltiti during the aerobics exercise, which was at 6:30. If you missed that, go to GTV Ghana. We streamed that online. I understand the NDC man submission on the desk is below the belt. The youth unemployment rate in UK is 13.9 and US is 8.9. We'll be fact-checking some of those figures. Those that destroy the desk must be arrested. Through the education network, through education, the network problem can be solved. Foster Dokwa sent this from Mankesi.
Alrighty. Last one.
Plenty. And NPP just depends on something already trending to campaign. Check where digitalization started from and see if it is from NPP. Isaac Boa.
Okay.
People have a lot to say, but I guess this is all time will allow us to get into On the Board. Back to you, Kaf.
Yes, and when Thelma comes back, she'll be having a conversation about a serious set of events happening in our boarding schools where you have young people dying. So we're just asking how safe our children are in boarding schools. I mean, when you were in boarding school, did you go to boarding school, by the way?
Yeah.
Both of you? Yes. What did you experience?
Young people dying like what? I mean, explain. Dying.
You'll get the details in the next segment. I'm just promoting it. Just what was your experience in boarding school with serious sickness? I mean, was it easy to get an exit out of school if you were sick, or did the housemaster not believe you when you were feeling ill? Because we see a trend that people were sick and the school authorities did not give them opportunity enough to leave and go and get care, and they end up, losing their lives. What was your experience like? Briefly, we have only about a minute to go.
So it's always been the issue. The problem has always been about they not believing. Sometimes there are students who come in and I remember back in GS there was a lady called Beatrice. She was a foreigner, and she was sickle. But there are times when she kind of fakes it. Times when she doesn't want to go to class, she takes a certain attitude, and her mom also pretty much complained that she takes that kind of attitude. So occasions where the headmasters and the likes and the housemasters would just leave it like that, and then it gets worse. They'll come take her home. I think it is something that we need to look at as a country and then find a solution to it. It doesn't. The recent one is the ruling that came from the courts. It was at Achimota School. I'm trying to remember the school, which said that the school was basically negligent, and it was totally unacceptable. People have actually had to suffer like that. Another one too happened not too long ago, where I think somewhere in Cape Coast, the lady national, yes, the lady was home. She's been ill, continuously complaining. He said they called the father to tell him to come and pick her.
So there needs to be some kind of a protocol.
Yeah, there has to be a protocol. If the person is ill,
these are within schools, the top schools. So you imagine what's happening at the other levels.
Just move her to the hospital, and then the parent will take over from there. Move the child to the hospital. You leave a child lying down in the room, and then the person is struggling. You can see the person is struggling. How much sika here?
But this bringing it to week. The role of the dispensaries in our various schools. When we were in school, there were dispensaries where students that is the first hand, like more or less
first aid.
Yeah, first aid and all those.
First response.
Yeah. But if maybe it's found out that the child or the student is unable to recover, or the disease or whatever it is, the ailment is serious, then the school itself will facilitate the child, or even call. That's the reason why every parent number is there.
Yeah,
then
so
you call the parent.
Yeah.
Your child has been sick, and then we have taken her or him to the dispensary.
Because honestly, I have a friend whose son is going to secondary school, and she's thinking twice about should he go to boarding school, because she's worried.
So you see, it is not even the responsibility of the child to ask for exit.
Yeah,
the school itself, so looking at the situation, should be able to call the parent that come for your child because of A, B, C, and D.
I'm glad you talk about exit, because our next guest on the next segment has a lot to talk about exit and school systems and what's happening to our children. So thank you so much.
No matter how others, abuse the exit.
Yes, there are people who have genuine reasons for it. Saka Salia is a member of the National Communications Team for the NPP. Adel Ibn Sheikh Umar Ibrahim is a member of the National Communications Team for the NDC and Director of Operations, Greater Accra Youth Wing. My name is Kapri Day. Coming up next is a conversation on injury, illness, and death in our boarding schools. Is your child safe? Mr. Brad Apia from CRI is going to be here with us. What's CRI? Find out. You'll find out pretty soon. Thelma has that conversation. You stick around. 055-556-1034. We'll leave you with images from the event that took place over the weekend in Kumasi. Take a look. In Tamale, I beg your pardon. Tamale.
one. This is the Breakfast Show.
Morning and thanks for joining us right here on GTV Breakfast. Follow our streams, GTV Ghana everywhere. And for this conversation, you would want to pay very close attention because we are talking about what happens in our boarding schools, which are meant to provide a temporary or permanent residence for students from diverse backgrounds. But with shared living spaces comes extra care. And we are talking about ensuring safety and security in boarding schools being paramount to protect residents from harm, whether it's from accidents, crimes, or health hazards. And as people are brought together from different walks of life under one roof, it is essential to prioritize the safety measures and emergency preparedness and also open communication to ensure a secure and comfortable living environment. But recent happenings have caused us to ask some difficult questions. And one of them is, are our boarding schools safe enough? Are our boarding schools safe enough? To help us understand the extent of the problem and offer solutions, we have Mr. Bright Appiah, Executive Director of Child Rights International, at our table. Mr. Appiah, thank you for making time and for availing yourself to this conversation this morning. On our Zoom platform, we'll be joined by Mr. Divine, who is the Senior Program Officer at Africa Education Watch. He will be joining us on our Zoom platform. You can join this conversation. How safe are our boarding schools? We have a post on our Facebook page, GTV Ghana. Go and leave your comments there. Share your experiences about deaths and sickness in boarding schools with us. And we'll try and take as many perspectives as we can in the course of this conversation. Mr. Appiah, I'll start with you. How bad is this situation? Because you had a press conference calling for action. Surely you wouldn't do that if there weren't certain key indicators. What are we looking at?
Well, there are a number of indicators that we looked at. One has to do with the record of death in schools and those who are also suffering from some chronic diseases and how the school system treated. And also how the exit regime also works in our secondary schools, and with the rate of death, we thought that it's too alarming in a sense that within a period of 2021 up to date, we have recorded over 11 deaths in our secondary schools. And if I say 11, is the one that have been reported. There are a number of cases that we have received that we have to validate to see whether or not it occurred or not it occurred. So the 11 are the recorded cases that, and if you pick the 11, almost about 9 is as a result of medical negligence, which for us is too alarming. And what makes it worse is that between this year alone, from February to July, we have recorded 4 deaths, and it is also due to medical negligence. And for me, this is a serious issue because the Constitution have guaranteed the school environment for learning, and for that matter, we expect that the environment should be designed in such a way that it will enhance learning and would also prioritize the issues of protection. But in this case, you don't see the protection bit of how the school system should look like, and that for me makes it a bit serious. Again, if you look at the facilities, it's also one critical thing that for me we have to look at, because one, if you look at the school system now, it has become what I call the self-contained community, because the average population of our secondary school is over 1,000. So you expect that human behavior will generate certain kind of adverse and all that. So you expect that facilities would also be there. But if you go to most of the secondary schools, if not all, we don't have clinical psychologists. You don't have properly trained nurses and doctors to be able to provide services for children. That notwithstanding, you go to some elite schools where they have procured the service of a medical doctor that comes in maybe periodically to also check on the conditions of children. And that is not because it's a general policy that exists in the schools. It is because the school has taken the initiative.
So it's segmented.
It's segmented. It's on an ad hoc basis. Exactly. Okay. Exactly. So that I will not even describe it as a good policy in terms of how we manage our schools. But these are the thinking of some people that feel that they want to do that. But generally, you realize that the services that we have in place are not there. You talk about facilities. If you go to most of the infirmaries and where they manage the sick bay and all that, some schools are being managed by students. You go there and it is their own colleagues that are administering medicine to their colleagues to take and all that. One that we interviewed the lady, it was like, oh, the nurse comes there once a while. So because she's a science student, she always goes there to also to get a first-hand information as to how things work. So she goes there to also do that. And for me, it's serious, and parents must show concern about some of this happening, because for a child to go to school and then not come back again, for me, it's a bad thing. We should not have it at all. Just to share some perspective, in February of this year, 15-year-old student at a Brigel Senior High School died after complaining of severe stomach pains, and she was allegedly denied medical attention by the school nurse, who accused her of feigning her illness. Then there was another incident at Achimsredu Senior High School, where a 19-year-old student also died after complaining of ill health, and she was allegedly denied an exeat by the housemaster, who said he did not look sick. Another incident at Kalpohin Senior High School, 17-year-old student died after being taken to hospital by fellow students, and the allegation was that the senior housemaster had been informed of the student's condition but did not take action. Last year, St. Monica's, something similar happened. The student died after being sent to hospital with what we were told then was a headache. In November, at Dan Senior High School, something happened, and then whilst they were bathing and washing their uniforms, there was an incident and a student drowned. Other issues, other cases have been cited, which has brought the conversation to the fore and made it such a topical issue. But we hit the streets to find opinions of some persons on this current situation, and this is what they had to say. Mr. Appiah, I'm sure you would also allow the opportunity to listen to what people out there are saying concerning safety in our boarding schools.
So I went to Notre Dame Girls Senior High School. It's a Catholic school, and I completed in the year 2019. So the school had a policy for 6 students. Normally, you'll be taken straight to the sick bay. Then when your case is very critical, then an exit is signed for you to go to the hospital. So you'll be taken outside the school to the hospital. But then, normally, the exit taking was very strict. It was normally hard for the senior house mistress to sign because the students were stubborn. They always want to go out. So when they come for the exit, the teacher is not sure if they are really sick or they just want to go out and buy food. So that's like normally the reason. But if they see that it's critical, if they see that you're about to die, she'll sign it for you. As for like signing of the exit, they'll do it for you, because we normally used to have a lot of asthma attacks. Because during the month of October, rosary prayers, we are crowded, we are praying. Before you realize someone has fallen, asthma, then they'll carry you to the senior house mistress house. Then she'll quickly sign exit, then you are taken away. So for our school, it was good. I didn't hear of any deaths recorded in the school. Like, I didn't hear of that. There was no sickness that led to death.
I was at Pope John Senior High. In 2012, I was done with my school. The school had structures in place. We still have a sick bay, I should put it that way. And the sick bay took care of me whenever I was not well. And if it was extreme, I would be taken to a hospital which was close by, called St. Joseph Hospital. The best I know about health is that they didn't joke with health matters because of history, records of people probably falling sick to the extreme cases and all of that. They always took health issues seriously.
The exat part is the problem. I had one of, I don't want to say wicked, one of the most annoying senior house mistresses ever. That woman, Madam Rosemary, that woman, how she was saying, I leave everything to God. I don't know, for her to give you exat to go home, unless God comes down before she give you exat. Even when you are sick? Yes, she will tell you to call your parents to come. If they don't come, then I don't know.
Our sick bay was not that how do you call it, filled up with this medical equipment or instrument for medical attention. So it was just a mere bed that you go there to rely, then maybe you rest for maybe some few minutes or days. When I was in SHS, there was this girl who was sick and then went to the sick bay for some medical attention. And unfortunately, when she got there, there was nobody around, there was no nurse around, so she was just lying there waiting for a nurse to come and attend to her. Then I think one guy named Ringless went there to try to seduce her for sexual intercourse. Then I think the guy was dismissed from the school, and also the lady was attended to by the school authorities. If you are sick and you want an exat card, looking at your condition, whether it's severe or not, you'll be given the exat card. But realize the case, most of the students pretend to be sick and therefore wants to go home without being sick. So something like this, they are not giving the exat card, they are denying of the exat card, looking at your situation.
And their experiences on what boarding school, life in boarding school is like. Mr. Pei, it sounds like two key issues rose from everything that these young people are saying. They are talking about the sick bay that you referred to and how it is manned. They are also talking about the exat protocols and the fact that the house mistresses and house masters automatically assume that the student is lying when they want to go home, because some people take advantage of the system and end up somewhere else when they claim they are going to hospitals. But what particular policies can we put in place to regularize these things and to make sure that those who need to go home get home? The first speaker talked about the asthma incident and the fact that you have to appear to be dying before an exam can be signed for you.
Well, but it's good we heard from them, because they experienced it and they can testify to what is happening. So clearly for me, the sick bay is nothing to write home about in all secondary schools. For that, it is established. Then the issue of the exat regime, clearly what brought about that policy is to more or less manage the life of students. That's the essence of the exat, so that when they are in some kind of critical condition or they need provision, the school would give them that opportunity to access it. And you know that once a policy is introduced, definitely people would always take advantage of it. As for that, even in our normal life, when people, even taxes and all that, people want to evade taxes and all that. So clearly, people will take advantage of policies that they can. So, but that should not be a means of denying children to have access to the exam system. But if you look at the whole exam system, the regime that we have, one of the things that I've detected about it is that there is a policy introduced by Ghana Education Service. There is no clear-cut rules as to how they can issue the exam to students. So we have left it in the hands of schools to determine how they want to go about it and then the circumstances under which they have to issue the exam. And most of them issue the exit at a critical moment of the lives of our children, especially when it comes to sickness, and then also when it comes to when children need provisions. And for provisions, I think that they can exercise that discretion. But when it comes to matters of health, you cannot just decide to issue exit at the later part of the whole development.
They're saying that when they look at the person, they don't see that the person is sick, and we hear this a lot.
That's where the issue is, because how can you are not a medical doctor, you are not a medical practitioner, to be able to determine on the surface to see whether the child is sick or not. Even a medical doctor needs certain discretion to be able to determine the severity of your case. So clearly, we should not just leave some of these things in the hands of the school to determine. But what is most important is that when you even look at the Kelvin case, the Achimota case that the court decided on, the court was so clear as to what the school must do when children are sick and when they needed certain services. The court is saying that, look, when children are moved from their house and they are in a boarding facility, the responsibility of care is now in the hands of the school authorities, and is no longer in the hands of parents. Therefore, even if a child complains that is sick, the school must take all the necessary steps to make sure that they provide those services to the child. It is in a critical moment that they have to invite the parent to understand the condition, not even to say that to come and remove the child from the school. So you don't wait without exercising that duty of care and then wait for the thing to get to a certain level before you even call in the parent.
Because it does appear that for the school administrators and teachers and the staff, the thought is more on ensuring that the children are kept in school and the discipline aspect. Because we cannot, say that it's all bad. Some teachers, some headmasters, and some staff try very hard to make sure that, these are teenagers and there's youthful, excesses, but they try to always keep it temperate. So there is that discipline factor, but there is also the fact where the discipline comes with certain risks. So it's ups and downs. Really.
It's ups and downs. For that one, I agree with you. But you see, the point is that the thing that we do to discipline our children is more or less like a punishment. That is how the whole thing is. Because if you want to discipline a child, then the health of the child should also be taken into consideration. But when you want to issue punishment, you don't give consideration to some of the things that must protect the interest of the child. So it is like exercising administrative authority and exercising it the way and manner you feel like you want to do it. Because if a child is sick and you want to maintain discipline, that's not the time to deny the child the services that the child needed to be able to be well. So
what would be your suggestion for how schools can maintain that balance between safety and discipline?
Well, discipline is important, and for us to be able to do that, then we have to set the rules and regulations right. And then also in the rules and regulations, issue that must serve the best interests of children. And children's understanding of the rules and regulations that have been laid down for them to appreciate what they are doing. Because a lot of them go to school, the rules and regulations are read like what you need to do for the school, but not what the school need to do for you, how the school need to protect you. So children understand the regulation from the perspective of the school, but not from the child's perspective. From the child perspective. So it makes it very difficult for them to appreciate the environment in which they are. So there must be a clear-cut communication as to what the rules and regulations are, what seek for the best interest of children, and continuously let students understand how the environment operates, for them to appreciate it. While they do that, I think that all the excesses would also be eliminated from the system. And the other thing that for me should also be looked at has to do with the fact that policies that regulate our schools should look at the best interests of children. You don't design policies in schools to protect the reputation and the dignity of a school than the individuals that are participating in that environment. Once we are able to do that, I think that we can avoid the excesses and we can make the environment conducive for people to participate in it effectively, so that we can ensure that the protection of our children are secured.
The recent numbers have brought to the fore the need for parents to actually look beyond the academic laurels of a school when deciding or determining which schools their children should go to. It means that some checks need to go into the school's protocols when it comes to emergencies. What should parents look for beyond the big name of the school?
Well, it's the way it is now is a bit difficult for parents to decide whether they want to send their child to school A or school B because of the selection processes and how it is done. The school just places a child in a particular school, and then where they have to exercise the power of the protocol, they do so. So it's a bit difficult. So what, for me, parents need to do is to ensure that we advocate for safe school in all secondary schools, so that anywhere our children find themselves, they can be protected by the school authorities. And then also, let's have a conversation with the schools where your child is placed in a school. One of the key things that you have to look out for as a parent is to see whether the environment is conducive for the child's well-being. Once that is done, I think that it can solve most of the issues. And most of it also lies in the hands of Ghana Education Service to set the record straight, because a lot of cases happen to children and they don't want to report it because they feel like when they report it, it affects the school. But for me, it's not. We should not look at it that way. But we should look at it from the angle that we'd have to seek for the protection of our children rather than the school. And once we're able to do that, I think we can solve most of the issues.
Elsewhere, there are open days that are held by schools, and parents, are free to walk in on those days, check the place out. If it's a college campus, if it's a university campus, come talk to people, and they're very willing to discuss some of these issues in detail and sometimes share printed material with the parents. Would such a thing work for us?
Of course, it's a normal thing for any school to do, that you'll have an open day where parents would also come to the school environment to study what is happening and possibly walk them through the facilities that we have, because sometimes some parents are in a position to assist the school to put up certain facilities, but we have made the school system so close that anybody who wants to participate in it, we have set up strict rules that for me are not really something that we should do. We should allow people to participate in the school so that they can also assist the establishment of the school. And that can also be possible when we have certain programs in place to allow parents to also participate in the environment. So the open is normal for schools to have open day, but looking at how we run our school system now, it's a bit difficult for you to have some of these things in place. But it should be a deliberate policy for Ghana Education Service to look at, to see that they can open the school system for parents to participate.
Has any do you have any such case on your desk now, looking at the safety structures in a school as a key advocate for child rights?
Oh yes, we're currently collecting data on safe school system. We've gathered a lot, and an appropriate once that the analysis is done, we would issue that report. Again, there are cases that were reported to us by parents on death and the negligence act that resulted into some kind of disability of their children, and we are pursuing that. And some definitely will proceed to court to seek the interpretation, just as we did in the Achimota case. So there are a lot of things that we are looking up to do in respect to this particular case and how we can advocate for a very conducive environment in schools.
So does Kevin's case now become a case in point? What happened in 2016 and the court's ruling that it was negligence and there was a breach of duty, awarding damages as well to the parents of the 15-year-old Kevin Kofi Moses, who died from cerebral malaria in 2016. The plaintiffs were awarded 610,000 Ghana cedis, including 400,000 in general damages, 200,000 for loss of expectation of life, 10,000 in costs. And the court also ruled that the circumstances of the student's death, it identified problems in the chain.
Exactly.
from being taken to hospital, initially being prescribed the wrong medication. And people have shared such experiences with us. We are going to put our Facebook page on your screen very soon. We asked a question, what are your experiences with sickness and deaths in boarding schools? Some of you have shared some very harrowing stories. But the key thing is, it held the school responsible for the death. Could this be a test or a guide for these cases that we are seeing now in 2024? Can the parents push for you know, criminal or whatever charges to be brought against the schools?
Of course, but as to whether it will be criminal, it also depends on what the court will say, and then the material evidence before the court to determine whether it's criminal or civil. But the most important thing is that we have a precedence. The court has established a precedence that when it comes to the care of children, these are the ways that we have to go about it. And where there's a negligence, the court awarded damages to that respect. So clearly there is a precedent that has been established that when it comes to our boarding schools or the school system, the principal responsibility lies on the school authorities. And for that matter, where there is an abuse of that power, the court would hold them responsible. So clearly, we need to pick things from that angle. But for me, what that can do, or what that should do, is to help Ghana Education Service to reform the kind of regimes that we have in our secondary school that protect children. Because elsewhere, like you pick the UK, the kind of reforms that they have in protecting children, the safeguarding policy that they had in UK now, it was also as a result of somebody going through the same processes, and then the system decided that no, we cannot allow our children to die. They were so deliberate about it. So Ghana Education Service should also be deliberate about the outcome of this particular case, to put certain measures in place to avoid a situation where children will go to school and then they will not come back. I don't think that it's something that we should...
What are your thoughts on this matter? We'll invite you to share them with us. Our WhatsApp number 05555610034, and I'll read some of your messages out loud to you. A viewer says, hi Thelma, I think the way forward, parents should always present their ward's medical history to their various housemasters and senior housemasters. 2, school authorities should also request for medical reports from a recognized healthcare facility after giving the exeat. So when you come back from exeat, this one is saying they should demand some information from the health facility.
But requesting a medical report from a child is also, it has the processes that it goes through. It's very confidential. So the system, our child protection policy, do not allow us to just have that discretion to exercise. It must be under a certain condition before we can demand for a medical report of a child to know the health status. But the general screening and other things can be done. But to ask for the detailed report of a child, you need to go through a certain process, because our Data Protection Act do not allow us to exercise that power anyhow.
So a message says the Ministry of Education can implement the school or hospital policy instructing medical officers to always give a medical report to wards to be taken back to the schools as proof. Kojo Poku sent us that message. On our Zoom platform, we've been joined by Mr. Divine Pei, who is a senior program officer at Africa Education Watch, and he will also be sharing some perspectives with us. Mr. Pei, thank you for making the time. Africa Edu Watch has done some study into this matter. Can you share some of your key findings with us?
All right, thank you, and good morning to your viewers. Not a study per se, but we have been watching the space critically when, as far as this issue is concerned. In fact, at least we can talk about 4 widely reported deaths in secondary schools that as a result of wrongful exercise of discretion by school authorities. Sometimes they said they refused some of the students exit. In October 2017, there was an incident in Bolga Senior High School. February 2020, also an incident like that in Dwamina Akentin Senior High School. March 2013, an incident in Apia Kobe Girls Senior High School. June 2023, an incident at St. Monica Senior High School. And then very recently, Ivory Girls also, there was an incident like that. And we issued a pressure for the need for an action to be taken. Because in most instances, when the issues happen, of course, being alleged, we see school authorities denying complicity in the entire case. And we have seen the Ghana Police Service stepping in at times to also make an investigation, but we do not at times also see the conclusion of such investigation and what the outcomes are to inform policy reform. So for me, it's very important that first of all, we demand from the Ghana Police Service that some of these things that they investigate, they make the findings public, because once it is the word of parents that are in school, parents do want to know what actually happens, because the school have been shielding themselves. At times, they say they have no knowledge about it, and therefore the only way the public will know the true cause and what measures should be taken is when the findings are out and we are all able to discuss it to strengthen our education system. But going forward, we believe that there's a need for us to have a guideline that will be developed by Ghana Education Service in collaboration with Ghana Health Service. So we look at a case management protocol on how to manage 6 students in our senior high school, because we have noticed that also because of discretions that the school authorities have not exercised well. So if a child is sick, you hear a school authority say that I'm not going to allow you to go to the hospital until the case becomes so critical before some of them begin to take action. So if you are giving power to the school authorities, nothing to check that power, then there can be abuse of it. So we need a protocol that clearly spells out how 6 students in our senior high school should be handled. If they are sick, what action should be taken by the school authority, a very immediate person in charge, which is the senior house master or the house master before the senior house. What action should be taken and what reasonable time that they will have to make some verification before sending the side to the hospital. So this would have to be in place, and I will continue to see the abuse of power by the school authorities. If you will, we have the power and this child is sick, is just pretending to be sick, and I won't allow the child to go to the hospital. They do all those sort of things. But if we have a protocol in place that clearly spells out what should be done, then the school authorities are also very clear in their mind as to what they need to do. And that once we have that, there will be need for monitoring of that, the adherence to the protocol by the school authorities.
Divine, how widespread is... I want to pick your thoughts quickly on this. How widespread is the situation? Are we, making the exceptional cases of these deaths the reason for saying boarding schools are safe or unsafe? Are we also taking into account bullying, abuse, which also happens in boarding schools, which sometimes also is cited as one of the reasons why the students are not able to be in a safe environment in school?
All right, thank you. So I've mentioned at least 4 or 5 of the instances in the last 5 to 6 years. Even if it is 2, I think the issue wakes up. It should be a clear call for us to take action. Too often we hear it in the media. These are the reported one, so we can just imagine the unreported one. And the parents are always accusing the school authorities for not acting as fast as they should have, or some even denying the opportunity the child at all. But again, as I mentioned, the school authority also have been stating their part. They have been done it. That's why there is a need for us to establish the facts by the Ghana police finding and make it known. But move forward, yes, aside this cases, other and see as rightly mentioned by you, the very one that comes to mind, the immediate one, is what happened in Achimota Senior High School, where one of the students who also the video would have to hit the friend's head on the school bed, and that is also another part beyond the video we've seen. We all know that secondary school, there are a lot of bullying going on, especially from seniors to juniors, and making the entire school environment unsafe for a child. And the danger of bullying in a school is that, aside the very fact that there are psychological implications, you are putting the child at a position for that child also to become a bully in future. Studies actually show that a person who repeatedly is exposed to bullying or has experienced bullying is 3 times likely to be a bully by himself or herself in future. So the person has experienced it often and probably become numb to it, and therefore when he or she is also doing it for somebody, he becomes numb, he becomes insensitive.
Is it enough?
Emotional attachment.
Is it enough for the, everybody, Ghanaian community, in the bullying instance? Adisado College also issued statements. Old Santa Clausians condemned the act and say that conduct had no place within their circles. Is it enough? And I'm asking, is it enough? Because when you throw the lens on the wider school space, have we resourced the schools enough to impose this responsibility on them? Because we have to look at what the realistic situation of the school is and what we should expect based on to whom much is given, much is expected.
All right, so once a child comes to a school environment, it is the responsibility of the teachers to ensure the safe upkeep of the children. That is it. Don't expect that the teachers would have been doing all that by themselves without the assistance of the parents. So I get worried when parents literally dump their words in school and do not even follow up to know what is happening. There are instances that a child will be misbehaving in school. The school authority will try to even mete out punishment, but the parents will not even be, some of them will invite them to school so that together they can see their way forward and see how they can
perhaps because
correct that child or discipline them.
Because you've studied this matter in some more detail, share some tips on what students should do if they are sick, and then can we also have your thoughts on what to do when they meet with resistance? What's the standard practice elsewhere that we can learn from?
All right. When a child is exposed to bullying, the first point of help is the bias. That person needs to intervene, but sadly, we haven't empowered students to intervene when they become bystanders in instances of bullying. So you will see them rather enjoying somebody bullying another, and they will take the phone and be recorded. But our schools will have to realize that in fighting bullying, one of the most critical tools is to use the bystander. So begin to empower all students to be bystanders and act accordingly when somebody is being bullied, so that they can stand up.
But what do they do in cases of sickness? Because that's where we are finding a lot of these cases. The headmaster is saying, you don't look sick, and so I'm not going to sign an exit for you.
Yeah, at the time I think I talked about that one. I said we have to design a protocol that will know how to manage sick cases so that we avoid arbitrary application of rules in our school where a sick person, somebody is sick, and then the school authority will say, I'm not granted. But if the protocol is there, that particular housemaster will be stressed, knows what to do at the moment. So you don't have to exercise any discretion to see whether I'm allowing a child or not. But again, one of the constraints or the part of the school authorities is also that they do not have a standby vehicle for conveying their students to hospital. So by the time they make such arrangement, sometimes it becomes too late. I have visited some school where we have school ambulances on standby, donated by all schools to all students, and some also by PTA. I think it's very important that parents also are aware that they can assist school, because if we want to call on government to donate ambulances to school, it is not going to be something that will happen anytime soon. So I will appeal to parents and then all students to intervene by having ambulances to be on standby. I visited some of the schools, and sadly their ambulances are also not in use, and not that they are in use, but because of fault. It's very important that we have a way of maintaining those two. But critically, all students and PTA we have to assist schools to have ambulances on standby. And then also resourcing our, how do we call it, our sick bays. You know, some schools have sick bays, some schools don't have. And those that have, some of them are also not having a functioning one, they are not functioning well. So one, we need to ensure that all schools have sick bay, and then they are functioning sick bay, medicines are there, drugs
Divine,
are available
thank you
for
so
use,
much.
and then we have professional money in there.
Right.
Welcome.
Thank you, Divine, for sharing your thoughts with us. Divine Pay is a senior program officer at Africa Edu Watch, joining us on our Zoom platform, reiterating really very much a very similar thoughts, if not the exact same reforms that you are calling for, Mr. Appiah. And thank you to all those who are sending the messages to us on our WhatsApp and Facebook platforms, sharing the experiences. I'm reading all your comments. And God Sees All says, Thelma, this issue is quite dicey because there are several facets to it, and I think we all agree on that. I'll take your final word on this before we rise. It sounds like the schools, no doubt, have the responsibility when the children are brought in under their care, and the system should be put in place to make sure that they can provide the care and the safety that the children need when they are brought to schools. What lessons should we pick from this? And these reforms that we are talking about, how hard are you going to push for them? And within what time frames would you be looking at?
Well, the lessons that we have to learn from this has to do with the fact that a parent must have a keen interest in what is happening in our secondary schools, especially when they send their children to boarding schools. They should not wait for things to happen before they take the steps. Again, what I've also realized about this has to do with the fact that most of the conditions of our children started with a preventable condition, a preventable condition that will not even escalate to a level in which we get them to. So once something starts with a child in schools, I think that we should we have to be very proactive to address it immediately before it escalates to another level. Then for me, and then also how we want the system should operate, I think that Ghana Education Service should have some kind of engagement with all stakeholders to see how we can safeguard our school system for the well-being of our children. And then the focus on children should be our priority, and that for me is what I will leave with your audience.
Thank you so much for sitting with us. I'm sure it's an unending conversation. So if there's any progress made on this matter, there'll be a seat for you and other stakeholders at our table to look at the safety of children. We've been talking about our boarding schools and how safe they are in the wake of recent deaths, especially this year, of some students in school due to what some have called negligence on the part of the schools. Thank you for sharing your experiences with us on WhatsApp and on our Facebook page, our social media handles as well. Continue to follow us. When we return from the break, there is more to expect. This is Breakfast on GTV.
Into the lifestyle segment. Thank you for joining us across social media. You can join the fray at GTV Ghana. WhatsApp number is 05555611034. My name is Valerie Danso. I'm very excited. So I'm going to be speaking to someone who, among artists and photographers here in Ghana, is talked about. He's revered, and so a couple of our assistants in-house were very excited when I mentioned his name. His name is Michael Aboya. This gentleman is most talked about in the art world, and most recently, 2 years ago, he became the ambassador for what a lot of you in the creative arts and artists would die for. So for Adoni Premier, he's the ambassador here in Ghana. And then I also hear that he's very, very difficult to find. And so we are going to get to know him, people. Michael Aboya, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for
I must say it's a real pleasure to have you. How are you?
I'm fine, are you?
I'm good.
Awesome.
Are you shy too? Because almost every artist we speak to is shy. Are you shy?
Well, maybe a little bit of it, but I always find my ways around it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But why is that though? Why are artists shy? Why?
I don't think it's every artist. I think it depends on like the person, the character, and probably based on how their personality is, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at which point are you not shy? When are you very expressive?
I'm very expressive when I'm with someone that I'm very comfortable with.
Okay.
I'm that type of person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess in the first stage of it is me trying to get to know you and be more observant.
Okay.
And then when I get to know you and I feel a little bit more comfortable, then I talk a lot and stuff like that. Yeah?
Okay, we'd like to see that side of you once in a while.
Sure.
So Aboya, I wanted to say you are Ghana. Am I right?
No, I'm from the northern region, Bolgatanga.
Oh, wow.
My father is Ghanaian and my mom's Nigerian.
Your mom is?
Nigerian.
Where in Nigeria does your mom come from?
Akwa Ibom.
Okay.
Akwa Ibom is like close to Calabar.
Okay.
Stuff like.
Yeah. And so you speak the language?
No.
Why?
Growing up, we were nomads. Our parents moved around a lot. We didn't settle specifically in one place.
Yeah.
So this has kind of like affected like my language and stuff like that. But I understand very well. Okay. So when they speak, I understand because my mom spoke with her siblings and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then I came to Ghana. Then I had to kind of like start new and learn new stuff. Yeah.
Okay. When did you come to Ghana? At what age?
14. I came away, and it was the first time seeing like a concrete.
A tarred road?
Yeah. Not like tarred road, but the color of the road, it had a different shade to it.
Okay.
And then later I found I was like concrete. And I was excited because it felt new compared to what I would normally see.
Oh, wow. What a memory.
Yeah.
What a memory.
Yeah.
And since then, I believe you've been using the motorway. Do you still get that nostalgic feeling when you get on the motorway?
Yeah, it's changed a little, but yeah,
okay.
I still do.
Okay. So when did you realize you wanted to go into art, go into photography? Was it when you came to Ghana?
So I wouldn't really say I knew exactly when I wanted to. It was something that I had love for and I would do on the side without actually really realizing that I was doing it. So I was like, in the family, I was always the one taking pictures, capturing the memories, and I made sure I was always doing them. So my friends, old friends, they all know me as like the guy that's always like taking pictures and stuff. So for me personally, I have like records of growing up, how I used to.
So what inspires you to paint, or what inspires you to take photographs?
Basically, I think before I get there, I have to start from like the beginning. My inspiration started and I was learning to play and stuff like that, and it gave me peace. But the thing is that I suck at singing. I don't have a singing voice. So I realized that although I love music and it gave me peace, anytime I took pictures, the feeling felt like purpose, like this is what I need to do.
Okay.
It felt magical, like the feeling to be able to capture something and have it frozen and having to look at it over and over and experience the feeling you felt at that moment.
Okay.
Felt something special to me. So basically the inspiration came from trying to understand myself, especially after I lost my dad. I needed to understand, find answers, and the best way I could do so was through photography.
Right. Let's talk to some of your photos.
Okay.
So, for instance, this particular photo, what was running through your mind, and what did you want to take a picture of to keep it further in time, frozen in time?
For this photo, I titled it "My Black is Beautiful," and
My Black is Beautiful.
Yeah, and the story behind is basically to show the beauty of the dark skin, and to embrace who you are, and to shine in that glory.
Okay.
Because we live in a time where people are constantly trying to be someone else and not so proud of themselves. And in that moment, I think it's very important to actually show people that this is who you are. You're beautiful in your skin. You're beautiful the way you are. You just have to be proud of it, understand yourself, and then show that.
All right.
That was the story behind that.
And what's this speaking to? What was running through your mind when you took this photograph?
As simple as this picture looks, it was actually the most difficult one for me to create because it took me like, I think, 3 months.
3 months?
Yes. She's an albino, and the hand is actually the hand of her father. And when I approached first, there was like this fear and this, you know exactly.
Yeah.
So
the stigma to
yes.
It, so yeah.
So I had to build a relationship, build trust.
Okay.
And then when it got to the time to actually capture the image, it was still difficult because the friend to the father of the little girl advised him not to because they didn't know what I would use the pictures for. But then, most importantly for me, it was more about like telling the story and sharing the story. And I did some research to kind of like understand how best to tell the story.
Okay.
And then one thing I remember is that I once asked someone randomly what he thought about albinos, and he gave me a very funny answer. He was like, "Have you ever seen like a obituary of an albino before?" And then I said no. Coming to think about it, no. And then he said, "Why do you think that is?" I'm not sure, tell me. And then he said, because they don't die, they vanish. And I found that really interesting. And I was thinking that why would you separate or put someone to the side because of how they look and their skin color and stuff like that? So when I tried to take the picture, I realized that she was very comfortable around the father, and I didn't want to take that from her. So I made her relax her head on the father's hand, and then I captured it. So the title of that picture is "I Belong."
I belong.
Yeah.
Where was this taken?
This was taken in Teshi.
Where?
Teshi.
Teshi.
Yes.
Teshi. Wow. So talking about how far photography has taken Michael, there's a video we're going to show you. Remarkable people.
Over the last year, the Lightroom team has released dozens of new features for desktop, mobile, and web. Many of these use AI to actually, easily select and improve specific parts of your image: the sky, the background, individual people, even the specific parts of a person's face. Or you can use one of the many new Lightroom adapted presets that improve your whole image with just a click.
that that was my true purpose, I didn't hesitate. Add energy to it, too. 1, 2, go. As a photographer and an artist, I try to focus on those aspects of finding out what makes us feel alive. When you focus on that, you get the true essence and you put that into a story, and that comes together as an inspiring piece. Before creating an image, I have certain elements that I'm looking for. Most importantly, it's in the facial expression. When I take an image, I know immediately that's the story right there, and most of the time I can't wait to get home and then start working on that image. Bring your head closer. Perfect. When you look at the images, then you see what makes us who we are.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So the first video was a mix-up, but the first video featured you and the deputy ruler of the UAE.
Of Sharjah. So Sharjah is a region in the UAE, Dubai, and he sent an invite for me to exhibit at the exhibition. It's a program where worldwide photographers come together to exhibit and show their works, and also inspire other creators around the world. And the reason why this happened is because he has a passion in photography himself, and he does this yearly, once a year, to exhibit the pictures. So during this time, he was going around with me through my gallery to see the pictures and asked some interesting questions. And then I also got the opportunity to have an exhibition with other world-renowned photographers like Noel Lifer, Steve McCurry.
Wow!
And it was such an interesting moment.
Okay, what do you think got you noticed? What was it about your work that got you that invitation?
I think it was mostly about the story. Every picture holds a story. Every picture speaks 1,000 words. But the most important part is for people to be able to relate to it, for people to be inspired by it, and to feel something. So when they saw the images, they had so much questions, because I think these images are basically not what Africa is being known for, like the smiles, the talents, the energy, stuff like that. So I had questions like, what country is this? And I said Ghana. And then other people are like, so you're telling me if I have a camera and I come to Ghana, I can get pictures like this?
Yes.
And well, it's not necessarily yes per se, because you have to really understand the people before you can able to like capture the right images. Because sometimes you see images of people looking like in a way that is not rightfully represented, and this happens because you don't understand them. So you just go, you take pictures, and then you leave. But then if you go and you learn about the people, you understand them, and then most importantly, you break the barrier of being a stranger, then people show a side of themselves that you wouldn't normally see on the first day. So capturing it the right way has always been like a very important goal. And having people see it, changing the narrative of what Ghana is and showing the culture has been a beautiful one, and experience from the people who get to see my pictures and for myself as well.
Right. Let's talk Lightroom Adobe. You're the ambassador for that.
Yeah, ambassador in I got the opportunity to be an ambassador in 2021, and at the time we were 14 in the world. I was the only one in the African continent, And then we have people from Japan, US, Brazil, and then basically it's more of us coming together to show our process, like how we shoot, how we tell our stories, how we edit, most importantly, to get like the final look of our images. And it was also a very good experience because I got to learn from other renowned photographers who also became ambassadors for Adobe.
What's the most interesting image you've captured?
The most interesting image I captured is called Infinite because...
Infinite?
Yeah, Infinite. And in that image, it was basically a guy going in the air, and then there were like people around with their backs facing me. So Infinite is basically like me saying like number 8. So I had 6 people with their backs, one in the air and me down there, but you just can't see me in the picture. And then I was basically telling a story of how I was basically trying to tell a story of how the gift and the purpose that God has given you is a blessing, and if you use it in the right way, you can achieve infinite possibilities. This is also another interesting one. I titled this Backbone. And the reason why I created this, inspired through myself, is because I found myself at a time where I needed like support from family and all that stuff, but instead of actually looking for that support, I thought I could figure it on my own. But then whilst doing it on my own, I was struggling and going through a lot of hard moments. But then when I realized that no man is an island, and I came back to seek the help that I needed, then it's more of like family holding you together with their backbone and keeping your head up high.
Well, that's solid. That's really, really solid.
Yeah.
Okay, I know there are a lot of creatives and young photographers looking up to you and watching us right now. We have a few minutes. What would you want to tell them quickly in wrapping up?
One thing I'll say is that you should always trust the process. Like you don't need to rush it. If you're struggling at something right now, it's because it's necessary to get to a certain point. And the more you keep going, the more you get better. And you should always find like the path that you always want to be on and stick to that, be it photography, music, or whatever it is. But at the same time, it's not as easy to discover. But if you stay true to yourself and always, I pray a lot, I believe in God and all that stuff. So if you pray, you stay true to yourself, definitely God will put you on a path where you're meant to be. So my advice would be that you should always, you should trust the process and keep doing what you do to the best of your abilities.
Thank you very much for coming. Wishing you success on your journey. We'll be keeping an eye on you. Thank you very much.